Hello, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
and I, Devin, Codium, a 5th edition game of Dungeons
and Dragons, live at Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
in front of a live audience. We love doing these live shows and getting to meet our fans, so if you couldn't make it out to this event, hopefully we'll see you at the next one. We're going to keep announcements short this week, so let's get into it.
As we are hanging out here at Southern Fried Gaming Expo, we want to thank all of our amazing sponsors, Die Hard Dice, D&D Beyond, Beetle and Grimm's, Eldritch Foundry, and Meeple Madness. Make sure to get your free Idle Champions chess code by using the code at the bottom of the screen, for those of you watching on Twitch. And we will not have our weekly Twitch giveaways this week, as this is pre-recorded. And we can't announce winners. But when we are not at a con or event, make sure to catch us live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, on twitch.tv/D4RPG, and keep up with all of our announcements over at d4dndrpg.com.
Yeah. And since we're at a live show, let's just kind of go down the table, introduce who we are and what we're playing. Let's start at the far end down there.
Hi, I am Katie Adkins, and I play V. Veterak, who is a Goliath barbarian. Yay! And I am...
Paladin?
Oh, right. Well, she's mostly a barbarian. I don't care about subclasses.
She moonlights as a paladin.
Hello, I'm Rhea Sunshine. I play Vinley Galanodel, the meanest elf you'll ever meet. She's a necromancer and a death cleric. She's really fun at parties.
Really livens the mood.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie, and I am playing Seisha Valispard, the Aasimar Paladin Rogue.
I'm Dustin Fletcher, one of your DMs.
I'm Devin. I'm one of those other ones.
Wait, other ones?
I play Minnie.
I am Ellie Collins. I play Carina, the dwarf Circle of the Stars druid.
And I'm Ethan Mansour. I play Harold Hovelton, a College of Lore bard and a Hexblade warlock.
And our special guests, Christina Pieretti and Jeff Baker, will be joining us later at a dramatically appropriate moment. That's for you, Jason.
Without further ado, let us immerse ourselves
into the Chronicles of D4.
Last time, on a determined daughter and disastrous disclosures. The BFGs caused a surge of patrons to flood their bar after Vinley beat Aiden in a necromancer battle of undead. The group spoke with Alina about a dark energy she felt permeating the Blackstaff Tower and how she thinks Aiden or Master Cost is behind it. However, she assured them that she was also assured by Vajra that Master Orbeard, the Master Abjurer, will make sure the tower is protected. Vinley uses this warning to scry on Aiden, who she watches be scolded by the Master Necromancer for his foolishness and ego.
You're putting it nicely.
But she also sees Aiden secretly defy his Thayan teacher in favor of a new master who toils with the dark side of the weave. As the group discusses what to do about Aiden, Alina leaves to study for a test on the two most powerful abjuration warding magics over the city.
The group then hears music pouring from the tavern as they find Harold playing a tavern shanty that has the whole crowd singing about living a good life before your name is written into the Book of the Dead. He tells the group his parents are working as emissaries for the Doom Raiders at the Gathala estate and are scheduling a meeting tomorrow for V to speak with her brother and her mother to find out a little more of what's going on and hopefully convince her mother to leave the city. Or at least her father. Finley messages Aiden and meets him in the City of the Dead to talk where neither of them can summon undead. He assumes she has come to admit she cheated, but she tries to get him to see the dangers of his hubris and lust for power as she tries to get him to see her as an equal by sharing her arcane knowledge before he goes too far into pursuing darker arts of necromancy.
Seisha goes to Gariel and finds that some of the books she sequestered from Lord Yellowcrest and the cult of the Mother of Monsters mention the history on how the Dead Three obtained the Tablets of Fate, as well as knowledge about the first living gate and how it was opened, and how the Shard Mind were created to guard over it. The next day, V is awakened by a magical paper bird letter from Uthal telling her to meet him at the Textiles and Designers Warehouse. In the first meeting since her leaving her home, V confronts her mother and learns that the history of events she remembers is different than what truly happened, as her mother recounts Elerthak being a hero and a sole survivor after trying to rescue the Khan with the tribe.
Instead of arguing with her, she convinces her mother to travel back to the mountain with her so she can see the home she left and spend a day there as a mother teaching her daughter about the people and place she once called home. Uthal privately tells the group that tensions are high between Elerthak and Manshoon, and Elerthak is worried about the lack of power he now holds in the city. They also learn that Project Giant Star is complete since Manshoon seized all of the Gathalan steel to complete, but for some reason Manshoon may no longer need it to enact the project's plan. The one good news Uthal brought is the secret location of Manshoon's Zentarum hideout being the abandoned and warded Kolat Towers.
The party then visits Mama Uwe and delivers the phoenix flowers they obtained from the Glade of Life, where she offers them either gold or elixirs in exchange for this favor. She also warns them about the spirits fearing of being consumed by an entity that waits for them in the fugue. Before heading back home, the group stops by the House of Inspired Hands, the Temple of Gond, where Carina truly felt wonder in the presence of what she once considered royalty. The group meets with the Nimblewright automatons Nim and Techsmith Twiggy, where they see the blueprints of an improved firearm, as well as learning there are only 5 days left until the Celestial Conjunction.
And as the party stands in bewilderment of what dark omens this may bring, we continue in the Temple of Gond for tonight's story.
The sounds of rhythmic clinking from the conjoining gears, the whirring of mechanical motors and chains, the soothing sound of giant metal spheres dropping into a set of big metal plates to keep everything in time, while also creating a harmony of music notes like an oversized music box surrounds you. And floating in the center are massive orbs crafted from fine metals and glass of varying sizes that once rotated in unison at different intervals. And at the center is a large orb that looks to be crafted from, or at least plated in pure gold.
From there, the series of the other 8 orbs now stand perfectly in unison as a celestial conjunction. The sounds of the machinery around you are loud, but surprisingly not overbearing. When you speak, you have to project your voice, but also find a nice reverb to your words as you do. However, the first voice you hear is the Nimblewright automatons.
Inspiring. A celestial conjunction of the solar perplexus of realm space. An occurrence that is not probable, and the chances of all 8 realm space entities to be within this arc, as well as any given pass, is 1 in 100 raised to the 5th power.
And by my calculations, that would be an average of to the 8th planet lined up every 396 billion years, and give or take a billion.
The probability may be even greater if we factor in the celestial bodies we have been observing with the telescope for the past month.
Yes, let me turn on the solar planetary spectrum hologram. Everyone, shield your eyes.
Shoot my what?
Shield your eyes.
And the newer
eyes snarled.
barrel-chested construct with a brain jar, wearing a top hat for a head, walks over to a large double pole knife switch as an arc of lightning courses through the air, striking the gilded globe at the center.
Ah! I should have shielded my eyes.
I swear to God, Harold.
The energy radiates out like a plasma arc jumping across Faraday cages, causing all other lights to flicker and dim near the darkness in the room. But now you all see 8 more heavenly bodies, all in alignment with the main 8 celestial bodies of the realm space system.
The foreign entities from beyond our stars. Whispers say that around 100 years or so ago, Secret Society of Sovereignty floated a city and summoned a new celestial body into our realm space, instead of just perceivable realm space, floating somewhere amongst the Fulgiston. But we don't believe in conspiracy theories, same as those people that babble about bipedal hippos that dress like war generals. Nonsense.
Akama, Kaiafon, Delbon, Gibbeth, Karad, Nihal, Zudan, and Hadar, all aligning on God's Day. Inspiring. Techsmith Twiggy and I were expected to give a speech at the plinth on that day, but we have scheduled Dr. Alexi Talbot to stand in our place. We are much too busy, and many find Twiggy's new form alarming, as we discovered on the Day of Wonders.
Ah, yes, it seems a floating brain in a jar on top of automaton body frightens people. Silly, if you ask me.
It's true. People are afraid of their own body parts.
How can anyone be afraid of scientific advancement?
I'll never understand.
But I feel more alive than I ever have felt before. No longer bound by fleshy prison, requiring food, air, and sleep. So much more science to be done.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
From my studies of fear from Mr. Ronto's mask, I do believe the people's apprehension is derived from the fear of facing one's own mortality.
It is about this time that Vinley, you walk in.
Yeah, you come into that conversation and say what you did.
Oh, we're talking about death.
And
Among
then-
other topics.
But Vinley, there is a soft hum that only you hear as you approach the 2 automatons.
I apologize. Did you say something? I did not quite make out what you said.
Yeah. I didn't. But that's a perfect segue to actually why we came here.
Inspiring. I thought I heard voices other than my own. Soft, faint. Perhaps another ghost haunting our facility, much like Twiggy did. Yet, I am left with the desire to make something.
Perfect.
We need your help in tracking something down.
Am I the only one that feels like they can't hear Vinley? I
They're
point
hearing, I think they're hearing the crystal over Venley.
Oh, is that why you hit your chest a bunch?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were having
I
heart
thought
palpitations.
I was being very obvious.
Although, I would like to test this theory. Vinley, would you mind speaking for me?
Hello.
I can hear her.
You can.
Okay,
Okay.
that's an improvement.
We're doing
Okay.
good so far.
Now let me get closer. And I step closer to Nim and see if the voices get louder.
And do you focus on trying to listen to them?
Mhm.
Yeah, and you can hear all of those thousands of voices speaking once again.
I'm kind of used to them at this point.
Yeah, you can
I like 'em.
choose to like focus on them or not. They're always there, kind of like just a thought in the back of your
They
head.
say the
Make
craziest
a perception
things.
check if you would like to focus on them.
Okay.
What's your total?
10.
10? Okay.
Alright. Because you've
Plus eight.
been able to do it, you focus, and you can actually, of the hundreds of voices, you can make out specific phrases. You hear, "We are the source.
We must seal the gate.
We must be fully reunited as one.
We are the Verndari.
We must stop what is coming."
Hey, Seisha, real quick. Remember the name Verndari?
No.
Vernari?
No.
It was Verndari.
It was
Verndari.
I thought there was an
Verndari.
L in it.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
Verndari.
This is a
Okay,
silent
I
L.
misheard.
Now we must learn Dari.
Verndari. Got it.
Just keep
Oh wait,
that in your
I got
head.
it. I can put it in my brain. Yes.
And you watch as you step forward, there is that hum, Vinley. Nim unbuttons his tailed coat and presses the hinge sequence on his chest as it opens to reveal the pulsating white crystal suspended in his chest.
I forgot that was what that looked like.
The same crystal that is his power source, and also what you remember separates him from other Nimblewright,
Like the one I melted. Hey, all right.
as
Check out those
his
early
crystal
episodes.
gives him sentience, consciousness.
You see a complex series of emotions go over Vinley's face, Seisha, going, I could just grab that.
Seisha is looking at you with a distinct worry on her face.
You see a very non-complex series of emotions on Harold's face as he goes, "Oh, hey, it's the same thing."
Oh yeah, that's the same crystal.
Yeah, the
Neat.
crystals we're supposed to collect.
Yeah. But also
Oh.
to remind you all, just more thoughts about what this crystal did.
Right.
Is the other crystals that Nim's crystal touched was able to hold a temporary sentience or possibly psychically charged power to it. One of which you remember being the parade float dragon that only wanted to hoard and protect horses.
Oh, mood.
Who doesn't love horses?
Nim, what we're attempting to do
People have
is
ridden
locate
horses.
the crystals like this. We were hoping that maybe you could construct a device like you did to track down the other Nimblewright.
You are correct. I have made devices like this before. Like when we needed to hunt down the constructs within the city investigating the arson attack upon your tavern.
Yes.
Inspiring.
Do you think you could do something like that again?
If I had your crystal, unless you have become an automaton yourself, I could use the resonating frequency of it to harmonize with different signature patterns across Toril.
How long would that take to make something like that? Like, is this a day thing that I would just sit here and watch you do?
I believe it would take a day or two. However, I would need a strong electrical surge in order to power device once constructed. It will take us approximately 2 days complete, but we'll need...
Does magic lightning work?
It will, yes.
Then I can help you with electricity. It's simple.
2
So-
days of 5.
2 days of 5 without.
Yeah, that does take a lot of our time for whatever is in 5 days.
Well, I believe.
You do not need to be here for its construction.
I have theories about what's coming in 5 days. I think that's going to be when the cultists of the Dead 3 make their move. Whatever they're planning. So, just so you know what you're getting into, there is an entity coming from the void. Probably related to those 5 heavenly bodies that you're seeing from beyond our realm.
8.
8? I'm sorry, 8 heavenly bodies.
There are 8 within our realm space and 8 more.
Right. That's fine. I think that the Dead 3 are going to make their move to topple Ao, and this entity coming from beyond our realm space is going to attempt to make his way through at that point.
Inspiring.
That's one word for it.
I knew that whatever you were going to say was going to be extremely bad, but
Yeah.
AO.
Yeah.
That's a big swing. Say.
That'll be fine. We have the power of Gond. We'll crush them with science.
Speaking of science, Spark Lord, may I potentially go to the observatory today?
I do not see why not.
Just have some things you've given me a lot to think about.
As scientists should do, you should always think.
I'm not so good at that.
You'll get there.
I've been trying to get there for a long time now.
I don't know. Harold's not really a scientist.
I'm not a scientist. I'm a charismaticist.
The world needs those.
I made those
Alright.
up.
I am
just
very-
now.
I think that's a
Well,
word.
that's fantastic. That's very creative.
I am very interested in this new science.
Well, not everybody can be taught. It takes a real specialist.
My calculations are exceedingly beyond that of a mortal's mind.
That might be your biggest limitation.
Inspiring. But Carina, you see that above you there is like a catwalk grate system, and there are lifts and stairs that lead up there, and that is where the great observatory is. And there's a massive telescope that looks out past a glass dome.
Already halfway up.
Okay.
There she goes.
Just
Okay, bye.
Wow. She is fast.
She is nimble.
Yeah, as you go, Twiggy goes, would you care to take the stairs or the altitude converter?
Do the converter.
Do the converter.
Do the converter.
what's the converter?
It's life changing.
And he'll motion to a platform.
Okay, I'm gonna step onto the platform.
Okay. And he walks over and he pulls a lever and it catapults you up. And you just go flying through the air as you were just launched through. And as you were about to slam into the wall, a massive explosion goes off as this like inflatable airbag opens up and you slam into that, and then as you fall down, another contraption opens up and a net catches you and then lifts up and drops you down onto the platform.
They made
And
a
I'll
few
just
changes.
look over at everyone. That was great!
Oh, I missed the circus.
But I want to go to the telescope.
Okay.
And he said 8 in this realm, and that they can see ones beyond.
There are many stars
Yeah.
in the night sky, obviously, but where it is fixated currently is at that line
Yeah.
of planetary alignment that you and Seisha were looking at when you were outside the city.
Yeah, I want to take a closer look and see if. Shot in the dark. I want to see the brightness of the stars around this convergence.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness I'm decent at that. 15.
15? Mm-hmm. What exactly, like, I know you're looking for how bright.
Essentially, as the stars started going out in her world, she's trying to see if, as these are converging, if there is an effect creating around the convergence that is different than the rest of the sky.
Okay, yeah. You see that the area, not only is the area around them a little bit more void of stars, and you're thinking maybe that's just because of where they used to be scattered, they now have moved, and so there is that blank space of where they used to be. But it's also, you see an unnatural glow to them, very similar to the color out of space that you saw in the Yellow Crest type situation.
I'm going to slap you.
Or also UV light.
In non-fantasy terms.
Yeah.
UV light. Okay, and then I am also just quickly going to just look at a couple constellations to write them down.
Okay. You
Just ones in the general vicinity of
And-
this.
Twiggy and or Nim will help you like with the quick alignment system because it's
Yeah.
a massive telescope. and
She
so-
picks up on it unusually easily.
Okay. And you pick out some of the ones that Seisha has
Yeah.
like lined up for you and stuff like that. You see some of the constellations to get your bearing, at least on this hemisphere of the world.
Okay.
Karina, can you put it on Mistress Star Circle?
I need coordinates.
I don't. It's that one.
Yeah, and then Nim and Twiggy will help you. Although, because I know what you're going for,
Yeah.
although the circle is also known as an eye or evil eye, it is not out of alignment.
I
It
am
is
looking to
Mistress
make
stars.
sure the central star that used to be there long ago is not there.
It is not.
Okay, that comforts me. Thank you.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay. But we can skip forward, and time is going to be a little weird because we're doing 3 days, and we can just say, "Hey, this is what you learn on the
It's
third
gonna
day."
be real wibbly wobbly.
Okay.
Time. Trademarked. But over the next 3 days, Nim and Twiggy use their concept of the nimble right detector and harness the resonating frequency of the crystals. And on the third day, you see they have taken the large toral globe from the orrery and affixed a longitudinal and latitudinal series of ornate, looping thick copper wires. And as either Vinley or Carina, because I know you have access to the spell being a druid, can call lightning. You don't have it. You can change your spells every day.
Yeah, I don't have it prepped. I prepped it.
Yeah, that's fine. If you,
I have Witch Bolt.
that's
It's
lightning.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As electricity is pumped into the machine, it causes an electrical current that rushes over the copper wires, creating an electromagnet tuned to the frequency of the crystal that you offered. Did you offer? Okay. Now floating in the center of the Terran glass orb.
And again, it is massive from the size that it was in your chest. After a few minutes of the metal marble swirling across and through the rails of the copper wiring, they eventually lock into 3 locations, each to varying degrees. A small amount of 3 marbles lock into the area where Waterdeep should be. A massive cluster of marbles locks above the eastern edge of the Sea of Fallen Stars, near what Twiggy tells you to be the ruins of Ordulin, the last known Netherese city of Sakors, which crashed in 1484.
What was the name of that city?
Sakors.
No, ruins of
Ordulin?
Yeah.
Ordulin. Thank you.
Ordulin.
Got it.
And the last marble faintly falls and locks into place somewhere over the trackless sea. It looks far east from Faerun, nearly across Ankrame, the continent above Maztica. Vinley, you know exactly what lies here and why it is not marked on this map.
Your home.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I knew we'd have to go there.
No.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Vinley's never been stoked about her homeland.
I mean,
I know we're going back
feel
and
that.
I've made plans to go back, but the introduction of a piece of the source into the issue that I already know is happening there, not thrilling.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, we can add another name to the list.
Which list is
what
that?
list?
The list I put together of everybody who's working with the Elder Eye. It's extensive.
I wouldn't say.
Inspiring.
Very
So inspiring.
inspiring terror.
Just real inspiring.
Real inspiring.
Love the
I
inspiration.
mean, at this point, wouldn't it
So
be
much
safer to
inspiration.
assume everyone's working with the Elder Eye and the
Well,
proven innocent?
There's the
Sorry.
there's the Elder Eye's cult. There's the Dead Three, the Dead Three's cult, the Mother of Monsters.
If they have
her
a cult, there's totally more than 3 of them. That's a stupid name.
Well, they used to be the Dark Three because they were like dark and evil gods, and then they all died in the time of
Dark
troubles.
3, they sound like they're in high school.
They're
so,
very like
Yeah.
they're a very My Arcane Romance.
Yeah. No, I
You see
feel that.
Twiggy like staring at the marble that's over where Evermeet is. I
should
wonder
look
what
up the
lies
learning.
here. Is it deep into the fathoms, or is there something hidden?
It probably is just simply at the bottom of an ocean, and I can find that easily.
If only we had the Scarlet Marpanoff.
I don't want to talk about that.
What?
We
I kind of want to talk about that. What's that? What's
A
this?
submersible that we created that was stolen.
Stolen.
A
Temple of Dawn
submersible.
of the Lantern Islands created it. It was stolen from that island.
A submersible like a sea vessel?
Yes.
Did you see the model of it downstairs? It looks like a manta ray.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Twiggy,
Yeah, I wonder what happened to that.
if you
I
did have
don't
it,
know.
could you fit in it?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
It's not the model.
I know it's not the model.
Do you?
What is this?
I
A
sort of
submersible
do.
for ants?
Although I do believe we could probably
Deception
create
check.
something to shrink ourselves down to use something of the sort.
But
Now
could
you're
you
complicating.
come back from that?
That is an
You
entirely
already see
different matter.
Twiggy start moving and start putting stuff together, and he's lost. And
I think we're good. I think we're. I mean, if you want to build that for yourself, go for it. But we're good. We're good.
You see, he's
Super
completely
fine.
tuned
Super
out.
good.
Yep.
So I know you just worked a really long time to put this whole thing together. Is it going to break when I take that crystal out of it?
No.
Cool.
Yeah, and you'll be assisted by like cranes and different
Oh.
machine. No.
You reach out, and it just and appears in your armor.
I think we've bonded.
It was inside. Has to be taken outside. Didn't
That's
do that.
I know.
probably fine.
I feel loved by many people having this item. Whenever I get sad, I just kind of close my eyes.
How many marbles were there total?
3.
3. Okay.
There was
4.
more, but there was
5.
3 locations.
Okay. So
There
I
was
think
3
3 are in
in-
Waterdeep.
There were 3 marbles in Waterdeep.
Right.
There was a cluster of marbles at the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Cluster.
And there was a single marble over the Trackless Sea.
3
3
in Waterdeep.
Yes.
We know mine.
You,
Rainier's.
Rainier, and Nim.
Ah,
Cluster.
I
What was the
forgot.
cluster?
Sea of Fallen Stars.
We just found out. How did you already forget?
it's been 2 days.
Touche.
Oh, it has been 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So I can long rest?
No.
Things are going to be...
Yes, you can.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
everybody can log because we're
Oh.
That's only for spell storing purposes.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're well over.
My apologies. Where was the single one?
Evermeet.
Evermeet.
Yeah, just put Evermeet.
That's the singular one,
You
and I
never
can
know
guarantee
when
one
someone
of
needs
2
a
people
fireball
has
at
it.
level 5.
Wait.
I'm really hoping it's the one that's family.
I mean, both are bad case scenarios.
I think the family one is the better case.
She is weaker, I think.
That's not
So
where I was going.
eventually, as you guys return back to the tavern,
You are greeted by the sounds of a dagger thunking into wood, forcefully followed by the groans and cheers of what you can only assume is some sort of competitive betting. Leaned against the wall is a table with a crudely painted target, and one of the patrons has his hand held up against it, with a dagger placed between almost every finger. Then you see. Then the man clenches his eyes tightly shut as the final blade sinks into the wood between the last set of fingers. The crowd exclaims as you see them all step away from a thin man with dark-lined eyes under a black bandana tied around and covering the top of his head. His dark black and red clothes are loose-fitting but practical, with many sashes wrapped around his waist. However, what catches your eyes the most are the absurd amount of daggers sheathed against his form and the twisted smirk of his Van Dyke goatee and devilish grin.
all right, here you go, Spectre. 10 gold pieces for my winnings, for use of the table as promised, and another 10 to whoever can tell me where I can find a strong lass by the name of the Unbreakable.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I can tell you.
I.
She's right there.
Wait.
It's
Seisha.
not me. Don't look at me.
Pay up.
He'll reach in and
Diamonds aren't free, y'all.
flick you a platinum.
Thank you.
Friends are more expensive than
Damn,
diamonds.
I am sad I'm not the one in the fight, because I wouldn't mind getting in a tussle with you.
Oh.
Yeah, you would.
Who?
Yeah, you would.
He
looking
he
towards
looks
me.
straight at me.
Oh no.
Anyways.
She just sort of does like that like weird like
You
smile.
the one they call the Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Name's Tommy. Tommy Gallows. And
Wait, Tony Gallows?
I have that effect.
Oh, Tony
Been here
Gallows.
before. Damn, I didn't think I was.
Now your reputation precedes you.
Oh, what's his reputation, Seisha?
I don't know you.
Can I?
Ladies' man.
Oh,
Okay.
Not this lady.
I was hoping it was something interesting.
I
What did
wander
you want
away.
with the Unbreakable?
Well, I'm not here. I'm actually here on my captain's behalf.
Oh,
Captain,
no.
Jack
Oh,
Madigan
no.
is calling you
no.
out. Well, we are in port. It's been a while since Cap has had a real challenge. Not really anyone since Kozig the Crusher, Ugluk, and Balin's prized half-ogre fighter, but apparently you beat him twice, now I heard.
I did.
Has a damn good smile now, though. Anyways, time to see if all that brawn is more than just beauty.
I offered to pay for his teeth. I did
nice.
offer to do that.
He's got some pretty pearl whites, a couple gold in there too. Anyway.
Wait, are we talking about the same person?
Yeah, we are. I think he went and bought himself some teeth
Oh.
with the money you gave him.
But
Good, I'm glad.
anyways, you think I'm the lady killer? Whew, wait till you meet Jack. Anyways,
Who is this guy? I keep hearing about him, and everybody always tells me he's charming and short. And those are the two things I keep hearing.
And that I could probably beat him up.
No, I never heard that one.
I've started that one. I started
definitely
it
heard
right
that
now.
one.
oh, right now.
I've
Oh,
heard
man.
that before.
That is a tussle I cannot wait to see.
I
bet
definitely
you
heard
can.
a lot of people saying V would beat this guy up.
Well, why don't we go meet him
Oh, like right now.
right now?
Right now.
Are
That's
you
what
bring-
happens when a challenge is thrown. You know, the
Are you-
gauntlet has been thrown.
But
Come
are
on,
you
V,
going
you can
to-
take him.
Are you carrying
can take
this
it right now.
target?
Why not?
Did you bring this here? And I'm
It's
pointing
like a
to
Tuesday.
Oh, I
you
paid
see,
for that.
Yeah, you see it
Where
as
is
one
it?
of your tables that he flipped up, crudely painted a target on, and then paid Leaf
10 gold.
10 gold, which is an absurd amount of money for a table.
the fair, but I don't know if I want to continue being this kind of bar. You
All right,
get
let's-
one.
I mean, everybody looks
Clearly,
happy.
we need to set up a games area.
Fair.
What about it, V?
I
You
mean-
want to do it?
One fight is enough in this bar. We can
Oh,
go
so
somewhere
now
else
no one
for
else
this
gets to
bar.
fight here because you got to fight here?
You know what? Fine. We'll fight in the courtyard.
We don't have to fight in the courtyard. We're gonna fight in the bloody
Oh, in the
fist where
pit?
we've always done the
Oh.
fights.
That place smells.
Like otherwise, they're not gonna. We have a reputation to protect.
Also,
Ew,
you're
pit
not a
people.
registered licensed fighting pit,
Yeah,
so it would be
exactly.
illegal.
Oh, there is
You have
that.
a fighting
yeah.
pit called the Bloody Fist?
Yeah. Didn't
It's a
I take
little
you
on
there?
the nose, don't you think?
No. Yes. But I mean, you always know what you're getting into when you go there.
Marketing, I
That's
guess. I
fair.
don't know.
Yeah, you know.
It is what it says on the tin.
All right, V, you want to do this?
Yeah, let's go. Why not?
Let's
what
go.
else am I gonna do today?
You got this.
And you'll see him flick one more coin towards the bar as he'll grab a bottle off of it. The coin stops and he just turns and walks out.
All right, let's follow.
Nice place you got here.
Yeah, thanks.
Carina
This
hates
is setting a
So
very
why do they
dangerous
call you
precedent.
Gallows?
Oh, you know, reputation.
Cool.
Yeah.
How many
I need
times
to
have
be
you
like
been hung?
Harold
Always.
Bad Joke.
Oh,
And those
No,
with
you'd be
a
Harold Purple
higher
Pants.
passive
No.
perception, we'll say 18 or more.
Yeah.
Will notice that there is like just a red scarring wrapped around his neck. Looks like a permanent like rug burn.
Just because
But-
divine sense. Normal? Okay,
Okay.
good.
Finley's face
But I've been
is just.
unsuccessfully hanged 13 times.
People
Wow.
hate you.
Oddly specific number.
Well, I feel
Lucky
like
13.
at one point, do you just start to lose count, or?
I feel like that's a
could
point
really
of
say
pride that you wouldn't lose count on.
It's kind of fun.
Well, all right. Let's
I'm
go see this Captain Jack.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm
So,
excited to beat someone up.
you guys your own crew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I say? And I touch my hat and it turns into a captain's hat. Been charged of this crew for a long time. Yeah, it's tough being the captain, but you know, it's what I do best.
Every single feminine.
Okay,
character
all right.
turns.
So I'm not the captain, but I do have a captain's hat, and I'm friends with multiple captains.
And it's very fetching.
What can I say? I'm the most fetching non-captain there ever was.
We like to let him play pretend.
What are you doing later?
Can you?
Sorry,
play-
I'm taken, but otherwise I totally would. You're a handsome guy.
I mean, they can join.
Can
No,
you
it's
be
not,
a
she's not into that.
captain without a boat, or do you have to have a boat in order to be a captain?
We have
Captain
a
of
boat.
the
We have a boat.
In a
We do
book.
not have a
Have a
boat.
boat.
It's in a book.
No, that book
We have
is
a book
closed.
that happens.
We get into a
That
lot of
boat's in
weird
it.
shit, Tommy. Let me just go ahead and lay that one out right away. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But
You guys talk about a lot of personal stuff in front of people you don't know.
We have lost our edit button over the last
I have that
4
effect
months.
on people.
They're gonna find out eventually.
Not me.
Yeah, I mean, in
Couldn't be.
2 days, they're gonna know.
But you all make your way to the Bloody Fist in the stenching streets of the Field Ward. And as you approach, you already hear the crowd from 2 streets down, even against the hoarse shouting of the hawking fishmongers. You see children standing on stolen crates trying to look through the broken windows and over the heads of shouting drunkards and spectators. You hear the wail of someone as the echoing pop of their shoulder dislocates and rings out over the crowd, causing the crowd to erupt in a cheer. Mad Jack! Mad Jack! Mad Jack! Mad Jack!
Let me down, crowd.
Looking at you all.
There it is. There it is. As soon as you are noticed, V, the crowd that fills nearly every square inch of this place parts like the Red Sea. In the center of the ring, you see a large man being helped up, his face bruised and broken, his eyebrows bleeding, and the sides of his head now disfigured and bulbous from massive swelling hematoma contusion. He is barely conscious and raises a thumbs up from his non-dislocated arm, causing the crowd to cheer with a frenzied joy. But waiting in the ring, not taking a seat on the bench, rewrapping their arms and hands, and replacing the old blood-soaked bandages is a small figure.
Christina, if you could please join
Oh
the
my
team.
god. I'm so scared.
And if you don't mind, tell the players and the crowd what they see.
Jack is a small figure. Little taller than me, though. Lots of lean muscle, though, really leathery, like maritime kind of skin. As you already described, some bloody bandages wrapped up, like halfway up their arms. And still has a waistcoat on over a button-up shirt. And big, heavy boots.
Do they have a captain's hat anywhere near them?
On the bench behind them.
Okay, Harold touches his hat and it changes to look sort of like that one. Oh, that one looks good.
It's a little tighter.
Oh. Come on, guy. As I look at my hat.
Hat's jealous. Hat's like, how dare you make me look
Yeah.
No, it was like, I want to look like that hat.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
like-
cool.
Am I not good enough?
My hair's kind of sticking out awkwardly from underneath it.
Oh, man. The rest of you notice a man that you recognize in the far back room. He is bald, and much like Tommy, has a Van Dyke goatee and an amused grin.
Oh.
However, his mustache has a debonair twist that causes them to curl at the ends. And you remember him as Liam, the man who first let you in on the secret organization of the unseen that he was hunting down when he visited your bar just before you left town. He seems to be engaged in conversations with a beast of a man. His attire makes no attempt at hiding his profession of being a swashbuckler. His hair is long and messy as it hangs in front of his scowling face, below his aged leather tricorn hat. His face and arms, exposed from the rolled-up sleeves, are scarred and covered in thick, dark hair. When he speaks, as seldom as he does, you notice that he has enlarged and sharpened canines from both the top and bottom rows of his teeth. What is everybody doing?
I'm mesmerized by whatever I'm seeing.
I'm making my way over to Liam.
I lean over to V, and
Yeah.
I very nervously lean over and tap you on the shoulder, and I go, "Hey, yeah, you got this. I mean, like you're like 3 times that guy's size.
Yeah, I can beat the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, they don't look so
That's a
tough.
guy.
Yeah, I give you bardic inspiration.
Can I stack guy to beat him up?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly tap you. You got this! And cast guidance.
Then we're gonna share a look like,
Yeah, you watch Tommy will walk over next to where Liam and the other gentleman is, and actually like nudges him and like nods his head towards V, as just completely interrupting and not caring about their conversation whatsoever. As you watch, as he just kind of with this like grin on his face, knowing that he's probably pissing off this guy with the canine inside, the sharpened teeth, and kind of motions. You see him kind of look over his shoulder, but continue the conversation. At which point he'll, seeing you making your way up, Tommy will engage you.
I would like to read Liam's lips as I'm approaching.
Yep. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
So,
as he's speaking with the gruff, like long-haired pirate,
Yeah.
You see that they're just talking about Jack,
Okay.
mainly.
Okay.
At this, as you're making your way.
Okay.
But
Oh, is there some place to place bets?
always,
I would like to go put 100 gold on V.
Me too.
Was there a sign-up sheet? Where do I go sign up for the fight?
as soon as you walk in, you're signed up.
Oh, okay.
Because, up on the board, you literally see the top name, Mad Jack, directly under it, the Unbreakable.
Oh, cool.
Those kids that were outside, do I get the impression that children are not allowed in here, or maybe that those kids just couldn't afford to get in?
it is not a pay-for bar.
It's more along the lines of it's so packed that they're just like looking in the window just to see what they can get, because it's just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nix that then. I was gonna
Okay.
sneak the kids in.
Yeah, it would. They actually have a better view right now,
Yeah.
unless you could get them into the top balcony. But as you look in the top balcony, you see that it is reserved for healing purposes. So anybody that is, you see the guy that just got his arm dislocated is being tended to by the priests of Tempest.
Or Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest up top. And that's basically the infirmary.
Does it seem like an open infirmary, as in like fighters are coming with their own personal, like kind of how boxers have their own, like
Doctors.
med people with them?
There can be that, yeah. It does not seem like that is the standard practice, because most people that fight here don't have the financial means or reputation to have their personal doctor.
I just want to give those kids a good good view of this. Could I try to pass myself off like V's personal medic?
Sure. Go ahead and give us a persuasion.
I'll
Okay.
also put 100 gold on V.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're either about to make
That's
a
an
lot.
11. I tried.
I'm going with a lot of money.
They
Sorry for
believe
you.
you, but they don't give you access to
Okay.
the upper landing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna find a chair
and
to
you can
stand on
see
so
that
I can see too.
There is a holy symbol carved into that. It is a shield with a sword that is emblazoned with fire. And just asking around, you learn that Tempest is the Faerunian god of war and battle.
Walking away.
But V, you enter the ring
Yeah. Also, really quick, what does guidance do again?
at a
You get an
D4.
extra D4.
To just
Skill.
Your next skill check.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, yeah, I enter the
skill
ring.
check
I
right
seem
there?
like
No, just skill check.
Just
Like,
skill checks.
V seems like totally. Wow, that was my theme music coming in.
Amazing.
Just hear like
It is
whatever that was. Hey, you got me. And she just seems like super, just totally unfazed. Not even like, she doesn't seem hype or like scared. She's just sort of like, all right, I guess we're gonna do this.
And as you step into this open ring, you hear Balin, the dwarf you fought the second time, ring out from atop overhead. She says, "No weapons, or you will be disqualified. No outside interferences, or you will be disqualified. No mercy, no tapping. Knockouts and no death. So you basically you can't have a knockout, but there's no killing. And winner be blessed by Tempest, as this is a championship match.
Cool.
As it is the top 2 names on the board, and you see people going wild, just forking over money towards Ugluck the Ugly.
Well, if there's no weapons allowed, V can't enter the ring.
What? I get it.
see what you did there.
Okay.
Wait, Ugluck, or not Ugluck, but the ogre. I look for him.
Kozik?
Yeah.
You see him?
Yeah.
What's his teeth look like?
Oh, they are full. They are gorgeous, and he's got 2 gold teeth.
Hell yeah, he does. Okay.
His smile
I
looks
felt so
better
bad
than
that I
mine.
broke his teeth.
And he doesn't stop grinning.
Oh, who wouldn't?
And
He's
he's
just
like,
happy.
So proud.
Oh,
I love him.
get him a toothbrush
Hello, it is
next
nice
holiday.
to meet you.
Looking good. She gives him a thumbs up.
Such a loud smile.
That's the loudest smile I've ever seen.
Oh man. But what does Jack do as this 7.5 foot tall, like dark clay, earthen skinned, barbarian looking woman walks into the center of the ring?
What's up?
I mean, he just kind of blinks and cracks his neck, and he's like, "Well, this just got interesting."
Oh shit.
Tall? I can't help that.
And if you don't mind, roll initiative, because a very beaten old rusty bell gets rung like a cowbell.
Alright, I rolled 17.
11.
11. Okay.
All right, so you enter the ring, and again, the crowd just goes quiet as you both face off against one another as this bell just dings off. V, you look down, and you're looking literally down at this opponent who stands no taller than 5'5", maybe. You know, in the cuffed pirate boots that he wears. As you just kind of look down, and
What do you do?
opening initiative is yours.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hit him.
Okay, so you you charge up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
Got it. Rage.
And,
Jack, as
Oh, yeah.
this barbarian woman screams out, you see this radiating red aura as 3 other barbarian figures pour out of her. They look ethereal and ghostly, but red in color. You see, you just see 3 more. One of them looks eerily similar to her.
Okay, I'm gonna brace.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you watch as those figures actually take a step back and just watch with the crowd.
Got it. As you are you going in to attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna, do that thing where I scream and I rage and then I just hit him in the face.
Got it.
How close do you let her get?
10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
That's a weird question.
As you're running up,
What an oddly
what happens?
It's really good
I just
vibes.
want to make her feel like she's doing well.
Oh, wow.
I love this already.
Starting out.
I'm so concerned.
Jack just kind of waits. You two have been circling each other in the 30-foot wide circle. And then you scream out, rage forth, and Jack just seems calm. Doesn't even get into a fighting stance until the last second. Takes a step back, braces himself, throws an arm out, and you see something glow underneath the bandages as this chained anchor rockets out towards you and strikes you.
I thought you weren't supposed to have weapons.
It's not a weapon, it's a tattoo.
Go ahead and roll.
This feels like cheating on a technicality.
I didn't realize this was a
Only we're
semantics
allowed
battle.
to do that.
16.
Wait, so it hits me or?
Well, we'll find out. Make an
Okay, I
attack
was like, I
roll.
can't do anything to
My
dodge
roll
it.
is 16.
Does a 16 hit your armor class?
That is my armor class.
Right.
Does it?
You can continue. You will be able. It doesn't stop you in your tracks, I don't think.
Nope.
Yeah. So you can continue and make your attacks too.
Okay.
Or, yeah, that guy.
So I guess for my first attack.
That's a 10.
That's a strike.
And then if you want to use D10,
That does
if you want to
not.
use one of your superiorities,
Oh, yeah,
you
sure.
can.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because it's with brace.
4
Got it.
plus 5.
I am going to be recklessly attacking.
9.
Okay.
9.
9 damage.
9 damage.
Oh, okay.
You'll take 9 damage, half to 4.
All right.
Wait, the D6 though, I need that separate.
Oh, it's a D8.
No, it's a D6, D8, and a D10 for that.
Oh. Oh, then roll. Then roll the. In that case, it's 4 plus
2.
2. So it's the 2 is separate.
Okay, so you'll take 4 and then an additional 2 because that's force damage. That's not half.
Got it.
Does a dirty 20 hit your armor class?
That's a good
It
question.
does.
It does.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
20 hit you? Okay, cool. That's what I need to know right now. Okay, so
You do 5 damage.
yeah, but I'm raging, so it'll be 8.
8 damage.
Just 8 base damage. That's my first attack. Second would be okay. That's over 20 by a lot. Math.
Okay,
Like
so
26
another
or
8
something.
damage.
Okay. And then the damage will be another 8 because I don't have spells, so I don't roll anything for damage.
Yep.
Oh, you can't smite yet.
Thank you.
I don't think I
Do you have
have.
you have no spells?
I have divine
but
smite.
only one reaction
Then
around.
you should have a
Yeah,
spell.
I've got you.
Yeah,
No
if you
worries.
wanted to put a smite on it, you
have
could.
2 spell slots.
Oh, okay. I forgot that I have spells. I actually can smite him.
Do it.
But it's when I have a. I guess my fist counts as a melee attack weapon.
It does.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
I can spend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8.
Given the nature of the fight.
So I will do that.
Hey, if you want to go ahead and start rolling because it'll be your turn
This is a d10.
coming up.
Okay.
Like rolling your attacks.
To the target plus 1d3 spell fire. Okay, I'm not doing that. All right. So add 7 points of damage
Got it.
to
So
one of those.
yep.
And I'll
So-
use a spell slot.
V comes. This Goliath comes rushing up at you, Jack. You toss the symbol of the Vera flares as the anchor comes out, slamming into her fist. She takes a step back, but continues up, comes in, and just hits 2 solid blows. The first one cracks you across the chin. You take a step back. The other one gut punches you. And as it does, there is a flare of red energy, and it feels like you were hit by 7 fists at once as it slams into you as you take an additional 7 points of damage.
However, being a trained hand-to-hand combatant, you see that she is not as finessed in her blows and is swinging wildly. Large, easily to tell haymakers coming your way.
So all of your attacks are at advantage. And-
Well, I attacked recklessly, so they were gonna have
Yep.
that anyways.
And yeah,
That's right.
and I believe you have 3 attacks around.
Yeah.
I'll take half damage.
So that
I
was a
figured
19.
there was some way
see if
for
you get a
magic crit advantage. Nope. So okay, so the first.
First one was 19.
No, first one's 28. 19 plus 9.
Either way, it hits, so we can move on.
Roll the second one. We'll roll damage altogether.
Okay.
So roll that one twice. That one's 26.
Got it?
And roll again. Hoi.
It's there.
12.
So the first one was a 16. So
Yeah.
25.
Okay, so all 3
all
hit.
3
All 3
hit.
of those hit. So 15 plus 3d8. So roll that 3 times. Oh, 8. So okay.
13.
I have 23 so far. Yeah, 13. Yeah. Oh no, it's 23.
That was a 1. So 6. Another 6.
So 25 total. Is that right? Let's see. 5, 10, 15.
Remember to keep the D6s separate.
Yeah,
D6s will be on every attack as well.
Oh, will there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
every attack
throw a
but
D6.
yeah, those 3d6 will always be separate from the total damage.
Okay, 2 plus 6.
1.
7 force damage.
Alright, so you'll take 7.
And then the other will be
12.
So 12.
25.
4,
If it's
25, yeah, so
you'll
it'll be
take
12.
12.
So 12 plus 7.
12 plus 7, yeah.
Okay.
19.
What does Jack do?
So he'll just kind of roll his jaw after being struck, and then immediately elbow, punch, and then a knee to try and knock her down.
Okay. Do you want to use your bonus action?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, because I
Okay,
hit.
right there.
So yeah, I'll do a grappling strike.
Okay.
So 1d20 plus 10 plus 1d10. So roll a d10 and have that in there. Okay, so 16 plus.
Is it just the raw d20 plus d10, or is it also with the attack bonus for a grappling check?
So it would be make an athletics check.
Okay.
So that d20 and plus
D20
that d10.
plus,
Okay.
Jack's
Oh yeah.
grapple.
No. Yeah.
And
it's,
then-
it's pretty absurd.
you'll need to make an athletics check.
Okay.
ahead.
You are
Make a-
raging, so it'll be at
You
advantage.
have advantage, and you add a
This was
d4
a
to
lot.
it because of dice.
Okay. Cool. I will do all of those things. This is athletics check, you said?
16. Oh, you're at.
Okay, 17 plus. Okay, so 18 plus 8 is
26?
26.
26?
28.
28.
28. So we're gonna put it in reverse order. You crack your jaw, and then you strike the knee because that is the easiest location given the height
That's
of this
fair.
sheer
Face.
brute woman. Knock her down to a knee, gut punch, and then jump up, grab the arm, twist it around, and land back into an arm bar as you are now grappled this woman that is 2 feet taller than you. You are currently prone and grappled.
Okay.
What is happening?
That was
Yeah. Harold's jaw is literally hanging open.
Yeah, I don't know.
I blinked, and
What's
all
happening?
of a sudden
Brazilian
it was
Jiu-Jitsu.
different.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Tommy's just like kind of leaning back, just like drinking his like he orders a beer, takes a sip of it, goes, oh, shrugs, drinks it, kind of looks over at you, closes your jaw. He has that effect on people.
Wow.
Whoops, very
He's
quickly.
alright.
It is your turn.
What do I need to roll to get out of being grappled and prone so I
It
can
would
attack
take an
again?
action.
Okay, because I obviously can't attack.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, you can attack,
Oh.
and it's just a normal like your just speed is 0.
Oh.
Yep, you're not considered restrained right now.
Well, I'm not going anywhere, so.
That's on
I'm
top.
not trying to walk anywhere, so.
Oh no, this just turns into one of those fights where they're tumbling and rolling across the ground.
Okay, so
Grappling
I
V
will
becomes
attack.
you're locked in here with me.
And I
Counting
will
on it.
also, for the inspiration, it's a D8.
D8.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm going to use that.
Wait, if he's grappling,
Instead of
couldn't you just like pick him up and slam him down?
Nope.
I think he's just got really good leverage.
It's like he's just a little guy.
Okay, so does
Spider
a.
monkey.
Okay, so I used that.
Okay, you're trying to break the grapple.
What's the fantasy equivalent of Mountain Dew?
No, I
No,
think
I'm
she's
attacking.
just
I'm not
attacking.
breaking the grapple. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to go anywhere. It's like close to 30-ish.
Yeah, that,
That'll do it.
Yeah, that hits.
That'll do it.
So 8 points of damage, and then again will be does an 18 hit? What's your armor class?
No. 18 does not hit.
Okay, so I have to be like a 20. Okay.
Jesus.
So their armor class is probably 20. Okay.
This is a scary fight.
This is brutal. Like, I'm looking over here at what I'm helping with, and I'm like, oh no. Oh
I
no.
wonder what armor they're wearing to have that high.
They're
of a-
just fast.
to have that high of an AC.
They're just really fast.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're not as swashbuckling.
Yeah, just rolling off of them. Okay.
Like
This is
crooked
bad.
monster
Yeah, they're
fight.
just wearing clothes. They're not wearing armor.
Okay.
Much like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. That's why my armor class is 16.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right, so how much damage did you do?
I just did 8 points of damage. I only hit once.
You only hit once?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I
Did
could.
the second attack miss?
The second
second
attack,
attack missed,
I
that's
rolled.
right.
I rolled
Right,
an 18,
that's right,
and you
that's
told me an 18 misses.
That's true. Yeah. So you kind of being on the ground. What is V doing? Are you like trying to just like knee punch?
Yeah, I'm trying to knee.
Okay, yeah. So
Whatever
like,
I can
your
do.
arm and like just moving a bit, like there's that strain. You can't just go, and so you just kind of bring your knee up, and almost like flexing him down into your knee as it just slams into your side, Jack. You'll taking 8 points of damage.
With the second attack, you brace and absorb the blow. And are you doing anything else?
Any other reactions?
Not
Any reactions?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Gonna hold.
It is your turn. They are. V is still grappled.
So
Immediately.
I can roll a d4 while in a grapple, so
3.
All right, so you're gonna take 1 point of damage
Okay.
because I believe it is
Halved.
it's halved. Just from being like holding your arm, that strain of the arm pulling on the tendons just starts to take its toll.
Is this... are these with advantage?
Did you wreck this?
Mhm.
These all
Yep.
attacks with advantage.
Alrighty.
Go V.
Keep rolling again.
much better.
It's not even V's turn.
Thank you, audience.
23.
23 on the first one. 26 on the second one.
Okay, as long as it's over 16, yeah, you're good.
Then all 3 hit.
24.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
This one? No. This one.
yep. And remember the D6. Goodness gracious almighty. This is rough. 7 normal, 2 force.
So you'll take 3, 5.
9 normal. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 7 normal, 4 force.
Can you add it all up?
Yeah.
You'll take a total of 7.
11.
And then,
15.
so yeah, that's 12 normal, 3 force.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What was that last one?
12 normal, 3 force.
6, 9.
15. Divided by 2, 7 or 8.
No,
Do you
no.
round up?
I'm already halving. So it was 5, 12. You'll take 21 points of damage.
Okay.
Force damage is not half.
So it was 42 points total, and now it's 21.
No. It was just 21.
That's all of
Take
the
21
attacks.
He's doing the math.
halved everything. Yes,
Okay.
take 21.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yep.
Okay, I'm getting a little nervous.
So
Fine.
just
Okay, I'm not nervous.
because we have limited time here, we know how both of these combatants fight, so we're going to turn it into a skill challenge.
Okay.
And because I'm sure you're going to reckless the entire fight,
I always recall.
which means you will also have advantage on, and we need 5 rolls. So it'll be advantage for each 5.
So 10 rolls
So
total.
just roll with advantage 5 times.
I think it's fine, just straight up. I mean, we can do athletics
So
if you
just
want.
roll
Yeah,
these
let's make
5
it
times.
athletics.
Yeah,
Roll all of those twice.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, I'll keep notes.
And then I would like to ask for the rest of the BFGs, is there anything that you are doing during this fight?
Giving a bardic inspiration to V.
Okay.
Shouting from the
Okay.
sideline. Have to.
I can't do anything that won't interfere with the fight, so I'm just shoving aside tall people that keep standing in front of me.
You
Yeah.
could, if you wanted to cheat, in the sense of using sleight of hand to
Nope.
cast magic.
Nope.
Okay.
All of them.
Carina would not. She believes in V too much.
Yeah, this one's
Okay.
really good.
Yeah, so
I get a
17 or
drink.
7?
That's a 7.
Easy enough.
Okay, so all but one of my attacks hit.
I need them all to be athletics checks.
Oh, well, I didn't. Oh, I added. Okay,
Oh,
well.
then don't
Yeah,
need to do
and I need
reckless.
the totals of what they are. So
Oh, okay, I didn't remember all the
19,
numbers. It was
15, 17.
plus 8
I wasn't
to
gonna
all
get
of
there.
those.
No, that was
So 27,
That was a natural
23,
the skull.
19, 17. What was the third number?
14.
Oh, yeah, no. No,
Plus
really,
8,
though.
22.
So
Next
27, 23, 17.
I will burn.
No, there's no 17.
There's no 17.
19.
I'm doing the math.
There's no 19 either.
I'm doing the math. I'm adding the plus
Okay.
8 to those numbers.
Just
Four.
give me the final number.
27.
Got it.
4 of those are have bardic inspiration.
25.
We need it.
What's the next number?
then 26, then 22.
26, 22.
And then the other one was a 10.
Yeah, the other one doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Or it doesn't check, doesn't pass,
you have
whatever.
the same.
Oh my god.
for
It's
unarmed.
yeah, it's 8 plus 8 for both.
Oh my god.
And I need the fifth one.
18.
10.
So
She
18.
rolled a
last
10?
one. No,
Oh,
rolled
oh,
a 2.
total of 10.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Jack.
26, 29, 19, and then 32 and 32.
Oh!
2 natural 20s in a row.
I rolled 2 2s in a row.
It is neck and neck. Both V and Jack pummeling each other, going into different, grappling positions. V breaking out, getting another good, couple of, strong punches in. Jack, it's been a while since you've been wrecked this hard and have actually had to put so much effort into wrangling someone.
Just as a note, he starts to smile.
And you can tell that Jack is genuinely enjoying this.
It looks like it doesn't work on his face, like he doesn't do it much.
I'm like, are you feeling okay?
I will druid craft a little thunder lightning effect around V just to make her look fancy.
Okay, awesome. V, you look epic in this moment, and you can see your ancestors cheering for you as the crowd is literally split, chanting Mad Jack and chanting Unbreakable. But
Unbreakable, 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 unbreakable.
That's too long of a conversation. V.
but at one point you are just overtaken and you're put into a rear naked choke, and you cannot get this small figure off your back, and
Yeah.
eventually
No,
He
without
starts
stabbing him.
chanting while he's on your back with the crowd, like unbreakable, unbreakable.
so you hear, you're unsure if it is
Is that a threat?
yeah, if it is mocking or if it is someone proud, as you are trying to pull them off, and eventually stars begin to fill your vision
Yeah.
as you just fade out.
And, oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was saying, in my defense, no one ever grapples V. so-
Yeah. But it was neck and neck. You both are just beat, bloodied, tired, but got you with a knockout. Yeah.
What? That's impossible!
And for the first time, you all watch V lose. But
Down
gonna-
to the wire.
It's gonna
So
be a
when's
rough
round
night
2?
tonight.
they don't do round.
you awaken, and what is Jack doing?
He'll be helping her up, 100%.
And you're
Did you want to use rally on V?
Probably.
Okay. So roll a d10 and add 3 to it.
Thank you.
Bentley?
What? What's up?
I have 3, 2.
Is it just me or is that
6.
Jack hot?
I don't
Do
know.
you say, as you lean down and pick up this Goliath woman, do you say anything to her as you pick her up? As you pull her.
You were impressive. Maybe I can buy you a drink sometime.
It's over already?
And with those words, Jack using rally, you'll gain 6 temporary hit points, which will pull you out of unconsciousness. And as you say, it's over already.
Do I set my hit points to 0?
no, you weren't.
You
weren't.
would set your hit points to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't put it under temporary.
You just put it to 6. It's fine.
Okay.
But you're looked over by the Tempest Priests and anyone that wants to speak with the champion. So can.
Harold's gonna go straight to V.
Yeah,
Be
going
like,
straight to V.
Yeah.
you okay? You doing
Oh,
alright?
yeah, I'm fine.
Alright, just double check and making sure. I know that was the roughest fight I've ever seen you in. And
You did
we've
great.
fought dragons before.
You were very cool.
Well, dragons don't usually strangle you.
That's fair. you raise a good point.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
You
I
gotta
will.
watch out for the little ones.
Unfortunately, I think the only times I've ever had anything strangle me, I just would stab it.
That's fair. You know.
You
Cut its
didn't
limbs
have
off.
your
I
usual
couldn't really
go-to.
do that in this situation.
Yeah,
so,
so-
you know.
I mean, absolutely straight up, V. I would never be able to go fist to fist with you after watching that. I'm a little terrified
That
of you.
was horrifying, yes.
And I will slowly turn back over to Jack and be like, "So you're the captain I keep hearing about."
Jack's unwinding his wraps again, and
Tommy brings Jack a beer.
he downs it in like one sip.
Incredible.
You hear about me?
Yeah, around here, you're pretty popular. People don't get to see you too often. I was wondering if we were ever gonna.
Well, I mean, you could come out to sea with us.
I have been out to sea before, and let me tell you something. Despite the hat, which is a cunning hat, and I can tell that you have one very similar to it. it's just
Strikingly,
not-
really. Yeah.
Yeah, strikingly. But it's not where I'm meant to be. I'm just not cut out for that lifestyle, but I am cut out for the hats.
I'm
Head
relieved that you said that because I wasn't really inviting you.
That's fair.
That's understandable.
Wow.
So yeah, you're taller than I expected.
I hear that a lot, actually. Thanks, yeah.
Harold realizes he's like gumming this one up, and he's like, well, "Meet the rest of the crew. This is everybody we hang out with."
You're
That-
doing
that was
great,
terrible.
Captain. Keep
You were the-
going.
I thought you were the talker.
I am.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not often that you see your toughest friend get choked out.
Mr. Gallows, he's trying his best, really.
Sounds like a Friday night to me.
There's a difference between not being able to shut up and being good with words.
Cool.
Where
This
did
guy.
he come from?
Nice hat. I don't have one like that one. Looks a little beat up, but I like it.
Mr. Parks is also our talker.
Ah, I can see why.
You're rather rude.
In a nice way.
Efficient.
No, in a rude way.
Are you gonna finish that bottle?
Yeah.
I'll get you a drink. I will
no,
get
the beer here is
amazing.
zesty.
Yes, it is. Zesty, just with the right amount of grit, and I'll get you one.
Oh,
Gosh, thanks, Harold.
No worries. And I will order a round of drinks for everybody, however much that'll be.
Tommy will pass you a
I
drink.
cannot prestidigitate the texture of something away.
Would it be like a gold for everybody to get one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Really yeasty.
And I will hand them out to everybody, and I will hand the last one to Jack and be like, "I know you just had one, but I feel like you earned two.
Actually, I think you should give it to your friend over there.
V, have a second one."
Captain,
Sure.
what brings you to port?
Stocking up,
Oh, okay.
looking for a fight.
Well, I would say you found a good one.
I did.
If you're
actually.
interested in more fights,
long
there's
you stay
this
at?
place, the dock ward, and we could take you to the dock ward and go
We're
fight
in the
crime.
Dog.
Fight crime.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not really a
not the
copper.
talker.
I'm so angry.
Nobody in this group is the talker.
I am so.
I talk a
great.
lot.
V and I are like the best talkers, hands down.
You know I am the crime.
What? We have to beat you up?
I don't know what to do with that. Hey, look,
Carina does
crunchy
not
beer.
like
I mean,
him.
you
I
can take
fucking
him out
love
if you
him.
want. I mean,
Listen,
I mean, no, see,
Most of
yeah,
us
he
are
has that
taken.
effect on people too.
listen. We do lots of crime protecting people.
Yeah.
And you seem like an honorable person.
I do vigilante crime.
What about me made you feel that way?
Well, the fact that you
Harold,
helped
I don't
V up.
understand how you got that impression.
I'm a
Harold.
gentleman, but
He
that
helped-
doesn't mean I'm honorable.
Well, honorable is
Those are
such a malleable word that I use to make people trust me. It's fine.
It's working.
I know. Frankly, I'm the most
I'm
trustworthy person I
honorable.
know.
I feel like I trust
We
him.
are botching
No,
this
I'm
very
the
badly.
Oh, you're the most trustworthy person?
That I know.
How
Absolutely.
modest are you? Can't be as modest as me.
I'm the most modest person.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's true.
Is that a
Can we
why-
stop jerking each other off?
Oh, is that what you call it here?
Yes.
So you're Mr. Parks, is that correct?
Yeah.
What's the first name? We're on a first name basis
Just
now,
call
right?
me the
Is it
wolf.
theme?
The wolf.
wolf.
Oh, he's the wolf.
That's what he just said.
Well, I've heard about.
Maybe if you stop talking, you'll actually have a second to hear what people say.
That's a good point.
Hey, the wolf? No, He won't.
Ever.
I do sometimes when it's appropriate.
You do. You do in certain situations.
It's just this is one of those situations where I'm excited to meet so many interesting people.
That's fair.
Do we have to say the wolf or is it just wolf?
You can do either.
I'll do neither.
Missed the point of asking the question.
I just wanted to see how ridiculous it was.
Wow.
Let's not be rude to
How
our
long
new
are we
friend.
going
I'm not
to
being rude. I
Look,
genuinely mean it.
They just got into a fist fight. I think.
You can genuinely mean something and still be rude.
Yes, that's
You
100%
know that, right?
correct.
Okay. Just making sure you understood.
Listen.
Where,
Worst kind of rude.
where do you generally sail?
Look, I'm entertaining you all because that was the best fight I've had in years, but I'm not gonna stand for you being rude to my first mate.
Where do you generally sail?
Everywhere?
Really?
A wonderfully vague answer.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Wherever the wind takes us, really.
I see. And okay, are you pirates?
Do I look like pirates to you?
do you understand now
Yes.
why I
Yes,
am
you
the
do.
Yes.
the talker? I do the
100%.
talking. Now do you understand, Mr. Parks?
We are
the wolf.
opportunistic merchants.
Oh, you're privateers.
Oh no,
No.
you're pirates.
So
no, we're merchants.
They're merchants.
as you say the P word,
Yeah.
with your extreme observation skills and insight, Gallows and Jack may be calm, but you see the wolf put his hands on the hilt of the two blades at his side. He doesn't pull them out,
Okay.
but he,
Noted.
Yep.
I might be rude, but I don't cause
I
problems.
sail for no flag but my own.
Fair.
That's very commendable.
And as merchants, I'm sure there's lots of interesting things you guys know about the city or would like to know about the city that we could fill you in on.
Actually,
As-
yeah, we're docked at Dock 13. What is this haunting business?
Oh, yeah, that.
that I don't know anything
horrible.
about.
Oh.
I don't either.
You need to
It's
get out.
It's
there.
fine.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened, but only because I really like you guys. So, a long time ago, we were messing around at Dock 13, and I pull out a demon-infested drum. I know it can happen to anybody, but it happened to me, and sure, some demons got out, and there was a lot of madness, but the whole matter is settled. They're gone, and, you know those ghosts? Not really real.
Harold,
Yeah.
you haven't been back since that night. How do you know they're not real?
Well, as far as I know, the demons are settled.
I mean, I didn't see any.
Well, there you go.
Yet.
Clearly, Jack would have seen them.
Clearly, yeah.
So if we're attacked by demons this night, I know whose head to come hunting for.
Yeah, it'll
I mean,
definitely
you
be
can
Harold's
certainly-
fault.
Come on,
for
Bean,
sure.
come on, man.
I'm just saying.
I would
I'm
like to
not the
clarify, I've
one
only been
who
with
bought
him for
the
like
drum.
2 weeks. I had no part in this.
No, okay, listen. The drum got stepped on, and sure,
Multiple
that didn't
times.
get rid of the demons, but it got rid of the drum.
Look, we
Yeah.
were new to adventuring, so if you can't handle these demons, I would be amazed.
So you said you're opportunistic merchants. What do you sell?
Whatever we find.
I knew it.
That's opportunistic.
Is there
Jack.
anything?
I like it. They're real literal.
They wouldn't survive a 10-day on the sea.
We know.
Probably not. That sounds awful.
Absolutely, I mean,
And
Remember when we battened down those tarps?
That's why I
it sounds
uninvited him.
so hot. Oh
Stop
my
your
God.
catwomping.
Yeah, we were catwomping constantly. We were battening down tarps. It was the realest of deals, and we did not do well.
Catwomping.
It was in
Catwomping.
No, we
Yeah.
did well. We finished the quest.
We did.
Yeah, we did some catwomping and scallywaggling.
We did woggle. At
You
least
know
a
what?
little.
I actually stand
something
corrected. You all are
stronger to
very well suited to the sea.
Thanks,
It
Jack.
sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Appreciate it,
Hey, I
Captain.
don't suppose you guys have
I
any
got
fate
seasick.
tequila.
No.
Do you guys want to get out of here
We-
and come see our bar or something? We can all sit down and talk.
Yeah, this group owns a bar.
Yeah, it would be great to have a conversation.
You good, Seisha? You sure? You sure about that?
And you look around,
Yeah.
and
looking at.
Liam's gone.
Son of a.
What?
Seisha, are you
What is the
alright?
next word you're about to say, Seisha?
Where'd Liam go? The next word I was about to say was.
Bitch.
No!
Well, that was a weird guess.
She said son of a.
Gun! Like,
Oh my God.
they have at the.
Oh, you have guns?
Would you,
Cool.
would you and your
Yeah.
crew like to be treated to maybe some drinks at the bar?
What do you think?
I don't know why I'm
Toby's
looking
been
this
there. He
way.
knows it's nice.
What are we looking at? I don't know. This is very hard to play D&D like this.
Oh, I was the quartermaster on our ship.
He looks you up and down.
I was a dog.
I'm much more impressive in a fight than I look.
I have places I have to be.
Okay, hey, no worries.
I have some appointments.
Oh.
I knew you were going to say
Tommy appointments. Tommy.
that. No, I like Tommy. It sounds good.
No, it's
No,
Tommy, though.
we're not trying to be rude to our new
Well, if
friends.
we say it with an accent, Tommy.
I am genuinely sorry for the way my friends are a little.
Sure.
Exuberant.
We can take some time to tell some sea tales.
Oh yes, I love sea tails.
Now
They're
say
my
that 5
favorite.
times fast.
I mean,
Sea
yeah,
tails,
that
sea
sounds cool.
tails, sea tails,
It's really
sea
cool.
tails, sea tails.
But yeah, if you so wish, you can make your way back to the tavern. You see that Parks is the quartermaster, is a little off put by the bartender.
Oh, he's really not about to happen with. Whoa.
So
He's really not going to like what happens next. Because I'm
no.
home, baby.
No.
Baby.
You take your shoes off, I let my babies
maybe,
out.
No, maybe not right now.
That was so
Maybe not with our guests.
Say sure, they're part of the family.
This is my house.
They are not family.
They were
If
throwing
Big Wheel
knives.
gets to be family, these
Wait,
guys get to be
why don't
family
we just
too.
handle this like adults? Hey, are either of you uncomfortable with undead? Friendly undead.
They're like weird frog things.
you say friendly,
Oh, not that one.
and
My bad.
his demeanor kind of shifts, but it's still on guard.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Are you comfortable
I
with that,
mean, it
Captain?
tries to stab me. I'm gonna put
I
it
don't know
back
if
through.
comfortable's a
It
word
won't.
I'd
It would
use.
never
but-
do that.
Sock it.
Okay.
Unless you want
Aye.
it to, right?
You're
And
in.
I.
To be fair, Mr.
Mouth.
Mad Jack, we don't meet many cool people,
mouth.
so you'll just
Body.
have to forgive us.
You'll see.
Body.
Please don't
Yes.
call me mad.
These have mouth and eyes.
Oh, I didn't know if that was a title like the with the
no,
wolf.
it's not one I chose.
Okay, then Mr. Jack.
Captain.
Captain will do.
Captain.
Captain Jack.
But
Not my captain.
There's a lot of excitement to that. I like it.
you all see that Parks is kind of like more of a superstitious type. And so all of these, the haunting of Dock 13, and then now your bar is haunted and stuff like that. And he's like, he's more so like, he'll look over at Jack and be like, bad omens, Captain.
Oh, they're just ghosts.
When we acquired
you
this
say so.
place, it was haunted. And so we got to know the spirit here, and we consider him part of the bar. It was his originally. So we asked him to stay on and asked him if
Like
we
anyone
could
would, really.
Well, it was his bar first.
proprietors.
Yeah, well, they
and
must have kicked
he
someone out of
agreed.
their own home.
I mean, if everyone started just sticking to the things that they had when they died, then this would be a really crowded world, though.
It would, but not everybody sticks around.
I'm just
I wouldn't
saying,
know.
Captain, if we're getting warnings of a haunting of a dock, and now we have confirmation of this ghost in a bar, I think we should leave by morning light. I don't like things that happen in threes.
Well, as long
What's
as
the
we're.
third?
Speaking of threes, there's only 3 of you. How many people are part of your crew?
Jack completely ignores the question.
Don't
If
know
we
an
can,
answer.
if we can
Wait,
get
what
the
was
men to
third
double
ghost?
time fill the ship, we can leave in the morning if you
Did
feel
you
better
guys-
about it. But
I'm
I'd like to
sorry.
be here 2 days at least to make sure we get everything we need.
Did you guys
Two
find the
days is
third
good with me, Cap.
ghost?
At them saying
I'm sure
2
it
days,
is.
how many days are we away from 5 days?
This would have happened on the first day, so 2
Okay.
days would be the total of the 3 days you have.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure they're not like, we need to leave in 2 days, and that's the 5th day, like, no!
Yeah, but there's that feeling that Parks just kind of like
Yeah.
the hairs on the back of his neck start to stand up. Something's off. Not about you
hackles are
guys,
up.
but just there's a bad things coming.
Are you okay, Mr. the Wolf?
I'll be fine. Yeah, 2 days is fine, Captain, but no more.
Inside check.
You mentioned things in 3.
Nah, we're good.
You said the dock, the ghost here. What's the third?
Never know. Not.
Oh, it hasn't occurred yet.
Oh, you're
Saying-
waiting
I
for
don't want to be here when it happens.
Fair.
How do you know the third's not following you?
If a third thing
Nothing
happens,
is following us.
everything will be fine. Once a third haunting thing happens, everything will be perfectly fine after that.
No.
Can we all just relax
No.
and talk with our guests?
So you all
Normally.
wanted to hear about pirates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes, I've been dying for this.
Ghost pirates.
And the two gentlemen look towards their captain.
What do you want to hear about?
Tell me about some.
Your adventures.
Yeah. Tell me about a crappy pirate, like a bad guy.
You want to hear about a bad guy?
Yeah, bad guy.
I know about a real bad guy.
Big ol'
You know about a real bad guy?
I
Hit
do.
me. Harold pulls out a notebook and then thinks better of it and closes it back up and puts it away.
You ever hear tell of a man called Bloodmane?
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 Have I ever heard of Bloodmane?
Is he a horse?
You all have not. It
Go
has
ahead.
bane mentioned on this show, but you have not seen it or heard it.
Are we saying like M-A-I-N or M-A-N-E?
M-A-N-E.
Okay, so he might be a horse. Okay.
Tell me about Bloodmane.
Well, story is he wears a skull over his face. An orc, but a big one. Hear that he's back. He's been gone for a couple of years. He likes to slit his victims' throats.
Ugh.
Puts his fingers in the blood and runs it through his hair.
Wait.
Oh, he's fashionable.
Wait.
Runs it through his hair?
Oh, so blood, mane. Got it. I'm on track.
Yeah, he's not a horse.
Can I make a history check? Does this match what Voss has?
I would
told
like
me?
to make an investigation check to put this together.
You're already putting it together. You don't
Yeah,
have to roll
okay.
it.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So you can assume whatever you want. I can't confirm.
That's
nor
fair.
deny.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I hear that since he's been back, he's a little bit softer now. Still kind of a jerk, but maybe not as bloody. I'm not sure.
It's rough to not be as bloody and your name's still Bloodmane.
Yeah, if you see a red flag with an orc skull on it, I'd probably avoid it just the same.
Thank you for the news. That's great information. That's
Nothing on the sea is as romantic as it seems, except maybe Tommy.
Always.
He's a charming guy. there's no
I've
denying
heard
it.
it's not exactly romance.
Romance takes many forms. Some of them are only one night.
Is it not romance, Mr.
Give
Gallows?
my heart to everyone I meet.
Aw,
For
that's
as
so
long as you
sweet.
know them.
And he'll
Insight.
roll insight.
Here comes the deception check.
Oh no.
Oh God.
That's a 17.
32.
18. Oh my god. Wow.
We stand a trashy king.
I can't.
And he
Wow.
just flicks his wrist and there's a rose in it.
Like those pirate romance novels my mom used to read.
Yeah, I remember those novels too. I read one, and I'm never touching another one.
Seisha turns
They always
to
had really
Venley
colorful covers.
Yeah,
Seisha turns to Venley
bare-chested
and V.
covers.
Do I have a pirate thing?
No.
Yes.
Please don't.
You do.
I mean, Gario. Yeah, you do.
When we meet pirates
got a
as
thing.
handsome as these, and he looks at the wolf for a second, is like, as handsome as these, then by all means, we all have a pirate
He
thing.
gives you a grin, and you can see that.
I mean,
Fang
remember
canine.
nipple suit fascination?
Oh no! Why did you bring up the nipple suit?
There's that
That's
P word
true.
again.
That guy was a pirate.
Harold
Right,
has a nipple
that's fair.
suit.
I apologize, Captain.
He was a Commodore.
Opportunistic merchant.
Okay,
right.
close enough. There's a person on water on a boat.
Mad Jack, is Captain or Commodore higher?
Commodore.
Oh, cool. So even better.
What makes it?
The number of
special?
ships they have. Commodores have 3 ships minimum.
Do you have any questions for us, Captain?
Yeah, that would be
Any
very
stories I could regale you with? We'll trade.
I feel like I've been hearing stories since I met you, but
Well, hey, that's what I'm a bard by trade, see? So I'm constantly giving out stories. I also play accordion. Very, very prominent on the high seas, I hear. That's where that instrument is most popular.
How many sails does your ship have? Captain?
well, we have 3 masts.
Yes, but how many sails?
Why do you want to know?
I sailed for a while, so I was just curious as to the rigging of your ship.
I want to say 6 or 7. Don't know the answer to that question. I don't really do the sails or the rigging.
Interesting.
So
Somewhere between 12 and 16.
Oh,
I was
fantastic.
way off.
Don't look at me. I don't go on deck much.
What a lovely rigging. Thank you.
If I can, you all seem lovely. If I can give you just a little word of advice, make sure you're out of water deep before God's Day.
Oh, there's your third one.
At least we have more than 2 days.
You said that in a really spooky way.
We'll speed it up, Mr. Pogs.
But
Seriously, I can just make that thing happen.
if you ever do find yourself on the high seas, I would stay away from Commodore Zord.
Commodore Zord.
Yeah,
Who's that?
he's the pirate king of Luskan.
I've heard that name before.
Wait,
I've met him.
that's the guy with the nipple suit.
Did we
Yes,
meet him? Yeah,
he's
Nipple Suit Man.
Nipple Suit Man. Yeah.
What?
Pure confusion across every one of the Vera.
Including
He
Carina.
wears the suit that really accentuates his nipples.
It came down like over his shoulders and came down to his
groin.
groin. Yes,
That's a
and
word.
up the back, and it was very revealing.
Like a thong.
Why
Very.
are men?
It was like a thong, right?
Just
I don't
why
know.
are men?
I don't know.
I can assure you he does not sail that way, so.
That's a shame.
But
I've never seen this.
what was that one?
Oh, I guess he doesn't like you enough.
What was that one captain we came across?
You got along with him really well, Captain.
Have you?
The elf?
Yeah. I think he had pointy ears. He was really hot.
Yeah, who's that?
Lascalar? He's the captain of the ship, the Sturge.
Sturge.
Have you ever heard of a ship called the Chained Mermaid?
Yes.
Cool.
Tell us more about Lascalar.
Jack.
Captain's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
You've had business dealings with the captain of the Chained Mermaid.
Right.
The fun kind of.
Yeah.
The fun kind of
Business dealings.
And you know that the captain of the Chained Mermaid is an extremely attractive, like fire engine redhead woman.
Wait a second.
Yep.
She's spicy.
And
I
her
like
first,
spicy.
Her first
too.
mate was a tiefling with like pure black skin and electrical scarring and a massive tattoo on his chest. And he had a broken horn that was capped with a gold like thimble cap. But you know them. It was only like a brief meeting near Chult, which is like a jungle island type area. But going on about Lascalar.
Right. Sword Coast mostly. Really doesn't like the Zentarum and the Lord's Alliance. They're oppressing the people.
Mm-hmm.
So, good man, good man.
So
Interesting.
he's against the Zentarum. Does he ever come through Waterdeep?
Rarely.
Rarely.
That's a shame. I don't much care for them either.
And what was his name?
Lascalar,
Lascalar.
and Jack said is against the Zentarum and the Lord's Alliance equally. And you know the Lord's Alliance are like the super good guys, but also are all of the nobility and rulers of the Faerun.
Do you have any idea why it is he's so against the Lord's Alliance?
Because he thinks they're oppressing the people.
Is that what you think?
I haven't decided.
Fair enough.
They help sometimes, but power corrupts.
I've heard as much. I appreciate that.
That's why we share it.
Oh! I just remembered something completely unrelated.
That's common.
Have that effect on people too.
Are all these things effects you have on people?
Yeah.
Lots of
He is a
effects.
charming guy.
Yep.
It's true. It's true.
Don't look in his eyes.
Too late for that.
Captain,
It's
if
fine. It's not my type.
we're gonna rally the men, we should probably head out soon.
Yes, I agree.
Well, all I can say is I appreciate your time. I think V's gonna get you next time.
I hope there's a next time.
Should definitely have a rematch.
When's the next time you plan on being in port?
Next time we run out of supplies.
Well, whenever you run out of supplies, make sure you get a drink here, okay?
We'll keep it in mind.
Glad.
I'd like to see you again.
Likewise.
Or who knows, maybe.
Jag was definitely talking over your head to V.
Maybe
Harold does not
super
notice.
Awkward, and it's just like, and does the weird like grimace smile, I guess you'll call it again. We're just sort of like, how do you describe this?
I think that's a good description.
Yeah.
Awkward,
Pained smile.
a pained smile. Like you have no idea if she is like flattered and interested, or like uncomfortable and just like, how do I get him to go away? It's like extremely mixed messages.
Nice.
But at that point, they all seem to leave.
Yeah, you hear Tommy go, Captain, I'm gonna grab what I need for dinner over the next few trips, and meet you in a couple days on ship.
Be careful.
If you're not on the ship by sunrise second day,
Yeah. Every
doesn't,
time.
doesn't
I know.
even finish
Yeah.
and keeps walking.
I've only missed it twice.
But we always come back for you.
But thank you very much, Christina, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we do hope to see you at the table once again when we have way more time. But you notice that, Seisha, with your absurd observation skills, there's been one patron that's just kind of been watching, keeping an ear out at this whole conversation the whole time you've been here.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to them
Okay?
and sit down and say, so, you seemed like you were bored.
And what do they say, Jeff?
Oh, yes!
Scraggly, drunken-looking elf looks at me and goes, "Bored? No, that was the most entertaining conversation I have ever listened to in a long time. You all are horrible.
I know.
It's amazing."
Yeah, it's not. We're not the best.
Yeah.
Liam, right?
Fantastic.
You do not recognize them.
Oh, I don't?
No,
Okay.
it's just a regular drunkard.
Okay.
That's an elven.
So, what do you think?
What do I think? Oh, y'all need a lot more work if you want to really get that information.
What information?
Well, whatever information you're looking for.
Well, I'm always looking for good information.
Ooh, me too. Let's see here. Maybe we can do an exchange of information.
V is standing like so confused. She's just trying to figure out how we know this guy and
Yeah.
like why y'all are talking about information. She's just like, there's something I don't know. What is it?
I
Like,
think Vinley's doing the same thing of just being like,
so V's pretending like, yep, like she's following along. Like,
Carina's gotten used to that.
I've been known to cross coin for useful information.
Coin is nice, but you know, there's always that like, how much to spend? Is it good enough? Are you going to insult the person if you don't choose the right amount? But information for information, that's
No.
worth way more.
What would a gentleman like you be interested in?
Probably some of the same things you are.
Really? And
Yes.
what do you think that is?
He leans in close, conspiratorially. Tell me more about the unseen.
How do you know about them?
I know about a lot of things. The one thing I don't know is, when did you get that eye?
I'm going to use my hat.
Okay.
I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Cool.
Okay.
Intimidate will be high, so
Okay,
roll
yeah.
D100.
yeah, roll that D100.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's see if I get that. Nope.
Awesome. I can't wait to see how this
This
goes.
is gonna be good.
Yep.
Persuasion instead it is.
Yep. While trying to intimidate.
Okay, so the first roll was a 19. The second roll was a 28, so I'll take the 28.
All right.
As I will lean down behind you on your chair, and I'll be like, it's clear like I'm getting ready to be intimidating, and then I go, hey buddy, if we're gonna exchange some information, let me get you a drink real quick. We'll get you all set up. Hey, why don't you take a seat over here by the hearth actually, and then we can share information back and forth as much as you like. But this whole like sneaky business, it's not great for everybody. We've just been through a lot. My friend over there just got choked out. So if you can do everything you could to help us out, we'll do everything we can to help you out. How's that sound?
I know your friend got choked out. Made me a lot of money. Let's go.
So confused.
And I will give him a drink.
I'm going to watch how he moves and try to figure out if I know this person, because him talking about the eye, he knows me.
Roll an investigation, roll a deception.
Sorry.
26.
Wow. Only a 22. Oh wait, no.
No, that's a 32.
My apologies.
Yeah. That's not a 22.
I messed
Yo,
up.
fight
Messed
ya.
up by 10. My
He
apologies.
got a natural 20.
Of course he did.
Hard to tell.
That's because Jeff's cool.
Do I know you?
Parts of me, yeah.
Parts of him. He's such a nice guy. Here's your drink, buddy. Do
Thank you.
I
No worries.
know you?
I thought I knew you at some point.
Me? He's so shady.
I'm
Why don't-
so
Yes, he grates it. Family.
Have you been dead?
No.
Oh.
Okay, then I don't know you.
I've been dead before.
I got the eye because I was cursed by a hag.
Oh, that's unfortunate business.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out if we know this man by telling him things about
He asked me for information, so I gave him information. Now it's his turn.
Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Oh no, I lost my notes.
Oh, notes.
Oh no.
Oh, notes.
Boo.
Well, let's see what I can tell. Do you know Vincent? Vincent Trench?
Yes.
Now, this person seems a little shady to me.
Okay.
Someone I've been following quite a bit. And, I'm not quite certain how much they know about these certain things. Maybe this is something you can help me with, but the big thing about the unseen, and maybe this is connected, is that, they're working with a cult.
Yes.
So you do know about that.
Yes, I know about that aspect of it.
Do you know what they're trying to summon?
They're trying to summon an elder evil.
Do you know the name?
Yes.
And what is that?
It's your turn first.
You see, what's great is I haven't given you anything up to this point. You've given me quite a
I'm
bit.
very well aware of that.
Yeah.
That's why it's your turn.
You want ice in those? Or?
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Harold.
And this elf leans in, and this time in Liam's voice is like, Seisha, this is a lesson to you on how to draw out information from people. Give them nothing. Tell them you're going to. I hope you're taking notes. You're doing very well so far. I've been very impressed with what you're doing so far. Let's keep it up on everybody else's behalf. I am who I am. You are who you are. Well, who you think I am.
It looks like they're about to kiss again, babe.
You want crushed or cubed?
Cubed.
All right. So
It's me, Liam.
It's Liam.
No, you're not supposed. Oh.
I thought you were looking at them.
No, I'm looking at you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Liam.
It's Liam.
Well, you
yeah.
already told me who you were.
Yes, but not everybody knows.
Who's that?
I'm taking off
Okay.
points from your from your score,
V-
from your
If it
investigation score.
If it helps, I have no absolute clue who you are.
I still don't know who Liam is.
looking around, how many people are in this place at this point?
Oh, he was at my, you
in
were at
the
my
bar?
birthday, weren't you? I remember you now.
I will say there's
are
a
you?
lull between like midday lunch and like
Lunch and
dinner.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There's
that,
a couple of people, but
okay, he kind of looks around, but stealthily, and he can do stealth. Just rubs his hand over his head, and the hair just disappears into the baldness. The mustache and the Van Dyke grows out. Oh, well.
You know, I don't think I recognize this form either. I think you looked better as a young reporter.
Oh, it's one of my favorite disguises. The confusion on your face was fantastic.
What do you know about Cecil?
I'm back with the ice. Where'd the guy go?
Oh,
hey,
that's mine.
Liam.
Hey, thanks.
There you go, bud.
Has the cup. Is in the what that waif was wearing.
But this is Harold we're talking
Yeah.
about.
The problem is, all I know about Cecil at this point is they have been murdered. And I'm trying to find out more about that on behalf of Bonnie.
Were the unseen behind him being taken by the law?
That is a suspicion, but nothing I have been able to confirm.
Have any of the captains or anyone in positions of authority been acting unusually?
The problem is, I have been busy with other work, so trying to get to those captains. I've had my fingers out trying to get information. It has been more difficult than I would have liked. Which brings me to coming to you all. I have reached the end of my, what can I say? As much as I can do with my connections. You have all been quite busy. I've done quite a bit. I did lose you all for about 2 months, which was very interesting. You all just seemed to kind of disappear. Last I heard, you went to a mountain, and then were gone. But welcome back to the city. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Took a little vacation.
It was a vacation. Wow. Everyone deserves one of those. But at this point, if I could get your help, and it seems like you all are also looking into this, so I think this is a mutually beneficial situation. Yes?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I brought up Vincent because I need to swing by to talk with him. I was hoping perhaps maybe you all could
I'd like
come
to.
along.
Actually, yeah, I need to let him know that something I had hired him to look into has been resolved, so.
Perfect. Like I said, something seems off, so we do need to walk into this situation on our back foot.
Okay.
Something
Yeah.
seems off with Vincent.
I'm not quite certain what it is.
Just a feeling?
Just a feeling.
I get
Yeah,
those.
I've got a feeling too.
Now, some information on the unseen. I'm not that I will see if you've heard of this. Have you seen them drink a type of black ichor recently?
Yeah.
That turns them. Okay.
It's called mother's milk.
That's
the worst name
disgusting.
ever for what it is.
Yes, I've been trying to wrangle information out of them, but every time I've been able to get one, they drink them.
And then they turn into some sort of monster.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had access to it?
To the ichor?
Yeah.
I have alchemy friends I'd probably take it to have them break it down and find out what I know.
Seisha reaches into her pouch and pulls out the vial that the cultist she killed in the brig of Gariel's ship tried to drink.
It looks identical to the other ones.
Perfect. He takes that, secrets it away into a pocket. It's like, fantastic. I've not been able to get my hand on some of this, so I will take it to some of my contacts, and I'm sure they can, well, I know a very good one, but whether or not they can actually break it down, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this will be enough.
Let's see. A paper bird flies in and lands in your hand, Seisha. And you open it, and I send it to you.
Bird up.
You did this right.
Yep. But you can continue that. What is everybody else doing as Liam and Seisha have this conversation.
You want me to get you something to eat while you're here? or-
No, I already ate while I was
All right,
listening
just
to
making
y'all
sure.
make fools of yourselves with the Vera.
That's fair.
Karina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pull Venli aside
Oh,
real quick.
Finally, I don't want to say it in front of the others because Seisha gets excitable about these things. But when we were at the observatory, I took a look at the planets, and the stars around them are going dark.
okay.
I didn't want to be the only one with that information, and
That is very scary. And I, Carina, frankly, have no idea what to do about it.
I don't either. I just didn't want to be alone in that secret.
I'll share that secret. I'm sure other people have noticed it already, but I'll let Vajra know that obviously
That's
something's
why I wanted
going
to
on.
tell you. I imagined
She
that
can
might
look.
be something important for Vajra.
Absolutely, it's going to mess up so many exams.
It doesn't seem like it's spreading to the sky just yet, just the immediate area. The other constellations that Seisha showed me are still where they're supposed to be. And those are still stable, but it seems to be dark or getting dark.
Very well. It's not great news.
No.
Perhaps it's just a glare
Maybe.
from the convergence.
You could be right. I don't know your sky at all. I wanted to check, and when I checked, I kind of got scared.
And Seisha, just so you know,
It's
there's a watermark of the Doom Raiders
okay.
on the letter. Do you know what you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
What'd you get in your bird?
Some information on some folks I was looking into.
Care to share?
Not in mixed company.
Oh,
Fair
that
enough.
I
sounds
think that means you have to leave.
terrible.
He's coming with us to Vincent.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
No. If I will acquiesce. Everyone needs their secrets. I understand.
We talk about secrets all the time. We can just do that later.
This could get you in trouble.
Oh, now I need to know.
Right? Like, why would you say that?
So
Because I'm mean.
now here's what you have to weigh for yourself. Will I just find out later through one of these others?
No.
When I challenge accepted.
And clarification, those aren't masked. Those are just regular.
Yeah, I know. I'm bullshitting.
He's just gonna.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna try and fuck with us later.
Yeah, and probably specifically he says challenge accepted and looks to Harold and V as the weak points in this whole
What?
house of cards.
What happened?
But are you all making your way to
Downtown.
the Tiger's Eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's a suspicion that something's weird about Vincent, I want to check on it.
As we're on the way there, I want to ask Liam, do you suspect him of being aligned with the unseen?
It's so hard to tell. I want to say, let's go in with the suspicion that yes.
Yeah.
I'd rather us think the worst and work on that information.
He's been pretty beneficial to us in the past.
In ways that would have made what the Unseen's doing more difficult. But that doesn't necessarily mean
Right.
anything. He could be doing that on purpose.
It may seem that way. The issue is a great deception sometimes throws you off the trail. Listen, I am a paranoid person.
Oh, I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't do what I do for a living without just assuming that everyone is,
In cahoots.
yes, in cahoots, doing something to pull the wool over my eyes and everyone else's until I can find out for certain.
Right.
Generally, I rarely take their word for it.
Let's go see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need me to translate, I can. And I'll
Probably.
knock on the door or ring the bell.
So you all find yourselves in Troll Skull Alley, 2 buildings down from the tavern. An unassuming townhome with the distinguishing mark of an orange and black sign featuring a cat's eye emboldened by the distortion of a magnifying glass. Excuse me. There is a painted text on the rippled glass pane in the front door that reads, "The Tiger's Eye." You knock, and not long after, the door opens by itself, as if to beckon you inside.
The
I walk in.
What?
I just said I walk in. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. As you walk in, the long hall foyer leads into a dimly lit office entrance that ends at another doorway entrance of the actual office itself. The plume of a sweet, sharp-scented smoke dances in the almost colorless light of the shaded room and curls around a shelf, followed by a sharp-dressed pale man in a dark long coat and tilted fedora. His silhouette is sharply outlined, contouring to the every edge of his face and attire by the dim, flickering light of a nearby lamp. As he steps forward, the light dances around him, and you notice that it never seems to fully illuminate his face, due to the large brim of his hat and the smoke that pours out from the slim corn pipe he smokes.
A few stray cats come walking in my door once again. Hope you're bringing in some more milk to spill with these bones I tossed your way last time your getaway sticks came trotting through. Still hot on the trail, I see. Got a few familiar alley cats at your side, some new. Nice to meet you. Name's Trench, Vincent Trench. Detective P.I., the Tiger's Eye. Make yourselves at home.
He's a good guy.
I love
No,
him.
So
At what point will he figure out that?
That was
he's
not as
brought
great.
out
I just love
cats?
him.
it's a slang term.
Vincent, always good to see you. We brought a friend.
And you can see that Vincent recognizes Liam. And the only person he doesn't recognize is Carina.
Hi, I'm Carina.
Trench, Vincent Trench.
She can be a cat sometimes.
She's the cat's meow. Works with us now.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Vincent, I wanted to swing by and let you know that that issue about tracking down my mother, it's no longer necessary.
Tough beat.
Yeah.
Hope you found what you were looking for.
We found something.
I like the way he talks.
Oh, he's delightful. So, a little bird told me you've been busy.
That's so.
Yep. What you been up to?
You come crashing at my door. What are you looking for?
Information.
Yeah. Well, he kind of looks at you more expectantly.
There's activity going on in the city concerning some cults and some other organizations that have all sort of come together. And we're trying to figure out where they're based out of.
I want to roll an insight check to see when she brings up cults if he has this sort of like, oh shit, look in his eye.
Okay, go ahead and roll insight.
Oh, hell yes. 24.
Nice.
Oh. I was like, why is his hand out? Oh.
Because you can't see this.
I don't want to see it.
What is happening?
I mean, really bad reverb.
Oh,
Grip it and rip it.
How dare you?
what was your total?
24.
Cool.
Thirsty.
You actually can read him, and
Maybe pour away from the mic.
he. There is a recognition, but not in a like, oh shit, you caught me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's probably heard about cults in town. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a detective.
Just like, oh yeah, more of this.
All right.
He kind of looks down, kind of gives a nod. What's got you beat down and looking for the tea?
Well, we have news that there are a few cults that are active within Waterdeep attempting something nefarious. We're trying to track down what that might be. And then there's also another thing that I would like you to look into. It's called Project Giant Star.
Get your name. Sounds like a real rat behind it.
Definitely. Couple rats.
I may have the dope on a wire about the first. But
You got any cash for that?
it's about some American.
He says the word mirror-kin.
Mirrorkin. Okay. Yeah.
That's the rumor going around.
You're gonna need the extra eyes when the mirror kid aim to drill you for the full of daylight. I tell you, I'm not flapping my gums for nothing. I've been trying to shake down these Americans for over a dime. They made it personal. And I'm to put a curse on and the hatchet man for a slime cat named Halaven. Made man and done of the unseen. Dawn, sorry. A little over a dime ago, I became a gumshoe. You're chasing down a real sick rat, a real sneak button man with a silent step that will have you chasing your tail in circles. Trail's gone cold since the copycat of the chameleon killer got apprehended. See, with the chameleon killer, there was a string of others all leaving behind a letter that made up a word, unseen. No cat could figure it out, and by the time I did, it was too late. I think that's why I was targeted. They cut me down, hung me out to dry. Ever since I came back, I've been given the slant and gunning for the drop of sense. Whispers say the copycat killer was American, and when you came to me, I nearly hung up my hat.
As he looks towards Liam.
City's grown dark. Storms brews on the horizon. Like holding a refuse bucket with a barbed wire handle over a lever hoisting cat scat through a windmill.
Ew.
Something bad's about to go down, and shit, gonna hit that fan. Noodle got a scent for the copper. Something stinks. Get a slant on this?
And he hands you something, Liam. As we will send it to you. There you go.
Suspicious.
I like that name for it.
Very.
American.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good name for it.
But yeah, so Liam will take it.
Would have printed it out, but we had printer problems.
That's okay.
He hands you a newspaper clipping of an article.
And he lets you know it's from around the second or third week of Kythorn, which you all remember you landed in Waterdeep, Kythorn 7th.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What is it?
It's a newspaper clipping.
And if you want to read it out for the audience.
Sure. Let's see. Rumors have spread of a nest of doppelgangers that have infiltrated the city. This brings back the fear of the crime syndicate, the famous bard Volothamp Gadarn.
Yes.
Yes. Unveiled over 100 years ago at the Hanging Lantern Fest Hall. Captain Silvermane of the Castle Ward Watch was quoted after being overheard 10 days ago by a reporter saying, "We must make a call to arms against this shape-shifting menace." Agreed. With the civilian unrest due to the blood war happening between the Zentarum and the Xanathar's Guild, many of the Watch seem spread too thin to take on another menace. To avoid panic in the streets, the Castle Ward captain turned face on his stance and delivered a public address conference stating the doppelganger threat is exaggerated. There are no doppelganger threats in the city except for you. Yes, I know you are now. Please stay calm, and we cannot have civilians turning against each other in these already taxing times for the City of Splendors. Yes, the captain is now a doppelganger.
And you know that he is no longer a captain, as he has been
He got promoted,
maybe
didn't
yeah. He is Grand Civilar. He is basically the commissioner of all of the watch wards.
So we expose him.
No.
I mean, that's kind of my job.
We don't. There are factions within this city.
Yes.
We don't know for a fact which one he's in.
Ah.
And exposing someone from that kin, if you will, is basically a death sentence.
We could talk to him.
I think we're going to have to.
What is your?
I met him. I did meet him. I might be able to get an appointment with him.
You know that he stays in Castle Waterdeep now,
Yeah.
which is like the prison and training area for the guard and the watch.
Right.
It is a fortress.
Yeah.
And the last time you were there was when you were all given special allowance to meet with the Castellanters before their execution.
Right.
So
I can talk to some people who might be able to get me an audience with him. We can make plans to go speak with him, perhaps.
I trust your judgment on that.
I'd rather. We're gonna need to step carefully, because he's not going to admit to this.
And the other half of that is that he'll know what we're thinking.
Do you have the means of shielding thoughts? Any people that may be able to craft items for you to do that?
No.
Maybe that's something we need to research.
It's a good idea.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can see if there's any cats running around the city. See if I can get ears on the ground. Maybe find if he's going to be somewhere.
It is personal for you.
What happened that made it personal, if I can ask? Or is that personal?
go ahead and make a investigation check.
To understand what it is he says.
Yep.
20. Dirty 20.
From what he said earlier, he was killed.
Oh, he got killed by them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was
Hung out to
one
dry.
of the victims of the first.
Oh,
Of
I
the
missed
chameleon
that
killer.
detail. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yep, he was figuring it out, and then he was like, he thinks that's why he was targeted. But, Seisha, you remember in those notes, all of the victims of the chameleon killer, it was called the chameleon killer
Yeah,
because all of the victims were shapeshifters.
right.
My understanding from this clipping is that Volothamp was unveiled to be a doppelganger.
No,
Okay.
Volothamp Gaddarm is a very famous bard, wizard, chronicler, all-around celebrity.
He
By his-
unveiled the place where the
okay.
first unseen hideout was.
Yeah.
It was his reporting of what opened the investigations.
I'm
to
going to
that
remove a
place.
note I just made.
Seisha, as you put together what's going on,
Yeah.
Harold's gonna lift one finger and just with this look like I got a handle, don't sweat.
But he said that he'll see if the last thing he said was
Yeah.
if he can, he'll see what he can find out and maybe find a place where Silvermane will not be at the castle.
Right. That would be outstanding. Would be very useful.
Okay.
Seisha
I-
glances at Harold.
Here's what I need. I need to observe him for about a minute. Hopefully not within distance of any thought reading. Then, if you all can call him away or get him somewhere out of there, I can get in to at least go through his offices and go through his living quarters to see if there's anything I can find within there.
You want us to get you into Castle Waterdeep?
No, I can get in. I don't.
Okay.
I just need to watch him for a minute.
Oh, you just need him distracted?
No. I need him to watch and then be out of the castle for a certain amount of time.
Oh, you're going to turn into him and sneak in.
And he just kind of brushes his rags, and they slowly turn into a captain, not like a city guard kind of uniform.
Oh,
Like,
that's
yes,
delightful.
I can
Right.
get in.
Okay.
That's not the issue. Remember, and he does a perfect V, like, hey, like double fingers, like, hey, I got y'all.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever need to get out of a sticky situation, just call on me and I can
So
help
we're
you
gonna
out.
trick some doppelgangers with some doppelganging.
With some shape.
Not doppelganging, exactly.
Oh, doppel.
Here's the. Let me tell
the
you.
root word anyway.
Here's the difference. I'm not getting into your head. Your thoughts are your thoughts, as they should be. Your privacy is your privacy.
Trust me,
And
you
a
don't want to
doppel-
be in there.
Yet you're right, because that's yours, and they should always be yours. Or a doppelganger is always out to steal, overtake, consume. That is their goal in life. Remember
that explains
that.
a lot.
I don't agree
They're
with
going
that.
to
Well-
be very confused with what they get from me.
If there's anything else we need from Vincent, I was just going to spend a little bit of time with him alone.
Okay. All right.
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 23.
Okay, you just make it. You see Vincent very subtly casting something.
Can I make an Arcana?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana.
Wait, what's my passive? Passive 22.
22, he just beats yours.
Oh, okay.
15.
You don't know what it is.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that one.
But you watch his eyes kind of glow, like almost like a golden color for a second.
Okay.
And he very intently looks at Liam as you are like changing your form in front of him.
No.
He was just changing his clothes.
I just changed my clothes.
Oh, okay. Got it. I thought when you said you did the A, you looked like V.
No.
No, he just
I'm an
did.
actor. I have
yeah.
the actor feet.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Yeah, he was just doing his clothes.
Okay.
Right. Well, we'll meet back up with you at the bar.
Yep, meet you there.
Okay. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
And as you leave, Vincent says,
If you aim to put a finger on the man or make him swim with the fishes, I'd like to rub elbows and drink from the same bottle.
All
All right.
Before we leave, you had a lead from me?
and he points towards the
newspaper clipping.
newspaper clipping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just have a moment with you, Mr. Trench? Alone.
Of course.
And once everybody clears out, Harold's going to... Mr. Trench, we've had a long working relationship with one another. I have a deep respect for your firm here and the investigations you've done for us. I have the utmost intentions of...
I like what you cats have done to this alley.
And I will do everything
Made a
I
real
can.
alley cat out of this place.
I'm doing everything I can to protect your interests and mine. I have a feeling that I've come into some information that may have shed some light on the nature of who you are and what it is you're doing on some level. I want you to know that if I'm correct, and we don't need to confirm or deny, but if I'm correct, and you're a cat whose thumb's been backwards, that information stays entirely with me, and I intend, as always, to protect everyone here in our neighborhood, just like you have protected us, and I can only hope that you could continue to do that despite that knowledge.
I need you to make a persuasion check.
Absolutely.
This is why he's the talker.
17.
17.
Rolled a
Okay.
2.
Okay, didn't roll great.
No, did not roll great.
And you watch his demeanor shift, and what's your passive perception?
16, not bad, honestly.
16. You see his nails grow a little bit longer. doesn't fully shift,
Sure.
and kind of sits back on a disadvantage. His demeanor changes and his speech pattern changes.
The one thing that I will tell you for certain is that there is nothing that I love more than this city, other than myself.
I have deep respect for anybody or anything that's helping us. I have no ill will towards you. And
Who told you what I am?
Nobody. I put it together after a conversation. Once they explained to me a certain thing, I did a little bit of detective work of myself, and I remembered the hair in your bed. Put two and two together. I think you could respect that. But I assure you, everything I've heard, everything I know, dies with me. That's why I let everyone leave. I have no intentions of selling you out or stopping you from what you're doing, because everything I've seen, whether you're good or bad, doesn't matter to me. It's helped us. It's helped people. It's saved lives. And it stopped bad people. That much having been said, I felt like eventually you'd find out anyway. You are one of the sharpest minds in the city, and I didn't want to keep a secret from you. The moment I knew I had to tell you. So now that I've put it together, you know. However you want to take that information is up to you.
He nods, and it just kind of eyes you, trying like reading you.
Harold's being completely honest.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, kid, you put on a good beat. You done good for this alley. You make this alley cat happy.
You done the same thing. I continue to do the same with you, whatever it takes.
There's only one thing I want you to promise me, kid.
Anything.
When you find him, I'm there.
You'll be there. And Harold will kind of tip his hat. It'll turn into Vincent's hat as he puts it back on, and he'll walk out the door.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I was going to die there. I was like, well, this is where Harold gets eaten and nobody ever sees him again.
Yeah, let's just tell the Rakshasa, hey, I know what you are.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. He's a detective. I was like, it'll only be a matter of time. I might as well just get it out.
Yep.
Right?
But
so with that, Liam, you kind of head off to start your perusing of getting into Castle Waterdeep, kind of figuring it out. We'll see over the next couple days if Vincent Trench can get you hey, he's gonna be out of the office, at this time. Or maybe even Liam, you could find that out as well, or perusing that. But we're gonna go ahead and move kind of down just a bit to the next thing, and that is the following day.
But I would like to say thank you, Jeff, for joining our table.
Thank you, Jeff.
And
we will see you again at some point in the near future.
Yes.
As you got to bring down the unseen.
Yay.
There's one person I need to find.
Yep.
Excited.
Murder that asshole.
Thank you to Christina and Jeff. Y'all are the best.
Thank you guys.
Very old friends of ours from the LARPing days. But it is the second day, and we all know what you promised someone on the second day.
Fee.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
As you are approached by a rainsman outside the tavern window, you see a nondescript commoner stagecoach. He greets you, tells you that he's your driver to your vacation destination, and pointedly asks if anyone else will be joining you on your journey.
Vinley?
I have big sunglasses and a big floppy hat to kind of just hide my face, and I'm like, I'm so excited.
It's fall.
Yeah,
It's even better.
V also has like
Goth going to the beach.
Yeah.
a little bag.
Yeah, just
looking like we're going on a little day vacay.
Hey, V.
Yeah.
She kind of, before she heads out to the carriage, when you do this today, just remember you're about to shatter everything she knows and understands.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Just be gentle.
Why wouldn't I be gentle?
To ruin this whole woman's life.
It's a hell of a thing to have your life turned upside down. You know that.
I do. Are you indicating that I wouldn't do that?
No, I just needed to say something to make myself feel better.
Okay. Okay. Well then, thanks, I guess.
Thank you.
I'll put a hand on your shoulder and be like, "You've got this. You're the best person for the job. And I'm proud of you." And I'll give you a bardic inspiration, just in case.
Job, apparently.
And hey, I'll be there too to help if you need me.
This is just something that she needs to know.
Yeah.
And this is the only way to
Prove it.
get her to understand. And, yeah, so she just sort of turns and leaves.
Okay.
Bye.
Where are you all going?
I thought the stagecoach, you said that the driver guy.
Yeah, there is a stagecoach that's kind of like, to go somewhere.
Right,
If you could, because Vinley needs at least a 10 by 10 area.
So V turns to Vinley. So what do you think is the best area?
There's alleyways. There's the Blackstaff Tower. Did your mother? I don't remember. Did she say she didn't want to go to the Blackstaff, or?
No, I think we were just trying to avoid her coming into the tavern.
We're meeting her at the clothing store.
Oh yeah.
She's in the...
I forgot.
Oh,
Sorry.
she's in the carriage we
Yeah,
get in?
yeah.
And we're talking about where we're going to meet her, and she's just...
engulfed in a layered commoner's cloak with a large, deep hood to hide her form. Is your mom in the carriage?
Oh, hello.
So is the clothing store really the best place for this?
Probably not.
Let's find somewhere else.
I have a question. Are you wearing the Khan's diadem?
Not yet.
Okay, but you have it with you now?
Yeah, I have it in my bag. my beach day tote bag.
Okay.
Why did we choose to dress for the beach when we knew we were going to the top of a mountain?
Well, it's not gonna bother me.
I've made a lot of decisions. I've been pressured into a lot of fashion decisions in the last 24 hours, I think, as Vinley.
Okay.
I'm just wearing, like, a sundress, and I'm like, why? Am I...
So do we just want to go to the Blackstaff Tower?
I think it's the safest place to go, but technically I shouldn't bring people into the teleportation circle.
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially with your new badge.
So we're doing that instead.
Okay.
Screw
Yeah.
the clothing store. That was a terrible idea.
Easy enough. You make your way over to the Blackstaff Tower, put your hand, speak the cantrip, and
Showtime.
eventually make your way to the teleportation circle room.
I profusely apologize for how many stairs there are.
When V and her mom get into the circle, V, takes her mom's hands and goes, "Okay, just so you know, I'm here for you."
She nods and goes, yes, we're just going to see where I grew up.
I know.
Also,
However,
who dressed you? And just like...
What? I'm so sorry.
like
Were
judgingly...
you saying something as I'm drawing runes in blood?
and she goes, "What you are about to see is gonna be a really, really big shock. So just brace yourself."
I understand I'm going to see my home destroyed. And in a flash of blue light, you instantly go from the warm, moderate climate of fall on the Sword Coast to the frigid, icy clutches of being 20,000 feet above sea level.
I reach into my bag of holding and I pull out just literally anything else, and I put it on over the sundress, and I'm like, okay, this is better.
She like switches out the hats like those fur hats.
Yeah.
Just like a fur cloak.
And it is almost as if the air from your lungs is ripped from you, as the air here is instantly thinner. This seems to not affect any of the Goliaths that you are accompanied by, Vinley.
Good. I'm glad for them.
However, you both see Vanya instantly drop to her knees as tears freeze before fully rolling down her face as she looks upon her old home.
A multitude of Goliaths wander around a small city-sized encampment of massive fur-covered bone Karmak huts. They all encircle a circle of megalithic standing stones that mirror the 7 mountainous peaks that surround the deep hidden valley. The area is washed by a sea of kaleidoscopic colors undulating in a prismatic spray of waving light in the aurora borealis. In the near distance, a small greeting party of fur and leather-wrapped Goliaths walk towards your group.
I'll pause and say, anybody could have joined if you so wished to be a part of this.
Only if V wanted us to.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
this is a
wouldn't
very
have gone
personal
if
thing
V
for
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna invite anybody
Yeah.
simply because like this is such a private thing.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
I just
fandom
wanted-
that
I just wanted to make sure.
it just would have felt
Yeah,
weird
it-
for
No,
anyone else
Not a
outside
problem.
of Vinley.
And I would say even Vinley's already starting to be like, all right, have a wonderful time. And she's starting to make her way to where the symbol of Jergal is that she made just to spend time there.
Okay, got it. But as Vania drops to her knees, you hear her say, "They're here. They're all still alive."
There's some people I want you to see,
There-
and V tries to lead her to where the like elders would be.
You see she's not moving. They're all still alive, and I left them.
You didn't know.
I left my
There's no way you
home,
could have known.
my family.
I didn't even know until recently.
Why? Why did this happen?
Is there anybody like walking by or
There-
you said there's people approaching us?
There is, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't appear like in camp. You
Yeah.
appeared like a couple hundred
Adjacent to.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you want to hear things from me or from anybody in camp themselves. I was hoping to maybe, give you the opportunity to speak to some of them yourself and hear what happened from their perspective.
Okay.
Because I wasn't there. I'm just the messenger.
And as you're approached, eventually the Goliath greeting party sees who just appeared on their mountain. And as they get close, they take a knee.
Oh, and one more thing, Mom. And then she, I know it's a lot of shocks kind of back to back, but she pulls out the antler necklace and puts it on. And she goes, "I'm also the Khan now."
And as they take a knee, they both say,
My
"My
con."
con."
Yeah, like that.
And you see confusion roll over her face, and there's a little bit of anger, but it's more just more confused than anything. Millie, did you steal that from your father's office?
Actually,
Are you-
Father stole it from the Vedrox.
Are you the one that caused all the trouble?
What trouble? Which trouble?
Are you working with the slaving Rosnars? They stole a vase from us.
No, I am not working with any slavers.
Did you make a deal with the devil?
No, I didn't do that either. Well, actually, I almost did, but we didn't.
There was a tiefling and an Abishai there that night.
That I'm pretty sure that was a disguise.
I'm just standing there like,
And she's just pure confusion and just seeing her home back, and then also trying to take in that as her two truths are butting heads right now.
Yes, I know this is all very, very hard to take in, but it is important to know that I am not working with any demons or slavers. We didn't want you and Father to know that it was us who broke in because I wanted to take the necklace back, and so we just kind of made it look like it was those other people.
And what do you want to do with your mother?
And so I will say there's also one more thing if you feel like you're okay with that. Absorbing something even more.
My entire world, my entire life is crashing before me. What is just one more wave amongst the shore?
Your life isn't crashing at all. So V like just kind of rages for the sake of all of the little like ancestors and Lo and stuff to come out. And so I'm just
your
like
grandmother and grandfather.
I'm trying to tell you that we are all here for you and support you and love you, and that no matter what has happened, that you are still a Veterock.
I think Finley starts crying, just like...
She is in pure shock as just waterfalls of tears are pouring down her face as she looks at her mother and father.
I knew that there was no way you would understand or believe me unless you saw everything for yourself. I know this is a shock, but I didn't know any other way to tell you. It feels wrong for me to explain what happened to everybody because I wasn't there when it happened. I'm not the person who was affected by all of this. All I did was just free them from their prison.
Shall we call a council?
We can.
It is good to see you, Threadweaver.
And she's just lost in everything as her mother and father reach out to grab her hands and help lift her up off of her knees and guide her back home.
I'm sorry all of this happened. I'm just trying to set things right.
And eventually you make your way to the main hut where all of the elders are brought, and you see recognition amongst all of them. But your mother is confused because they're not as old as she is.
Right, everyone was preserved for 20 years.
I mean, there are elders, so the old Goliaths, but people she knew have not aged in her timeline.
Yep.
So,
And you bring her in front of the council. They tell the story of what happened to them. Ellerthak's betrayal, joining with the Amber King, and everything that happened to the Veterocks.
and as she stands in the center of this room that encircles around her, are you sitting on your throne?
I don't start off that way, but I get there.
Okay.
I work my way there.
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
Over time, ease my way in.
Yeah.
I didn't know how else to tell you that Ellerthak isn't who you believe him to
No,
be.
it can't be true. Can't be.
He's also not a Gathala.
When I met your father, he was sad and alone, but charming. Like a lost wolf looking for a safe place to stay. He had this way of capturing everyone with his charm and his cunning mind. Everyone loved him. He helped us, and he helped the Aarakocra fight off the dragon, but he barely survived that. We rushed it back down into the mountain.
I don't know what happened to him. All I know is that at this point, as far as I can tell, he's just been completely consumed by power.
After the dragon, we had some time of peace. And he was in line to become Khan. Once he married me.
Yeah, the power thing still checks out. Okay.
But then tragedy struck. On the walk he took with your grandfather, she looks towards her father, Khan Stoneguider. He came back bruised and broken once again. He came back and rallied everyone to finally kill the beast that took you from me. As he looks towards her father. He said the tribe killed the dragon but were killed in the heat of the battle. My father forcing him to live, to save us, to save you. You gave him the Khan diadem and sent him back to us. It was just me. My mother, she looks towards Lo. Your father. And you.
And she touches her belly.
I couldn't bear being atop this mountain anymore. None of us could. Everyone. Everything was gone. Nearly your father as well, but we survived. But it's not true. None of it's true.
I'm sorry you were deceived like this. I don't know why.
Great Watchers, what have I done?
You haven't done anything.
And she looks up to you. I'm sorry.
You haven't done anything wrong. You were lied to. You didn't know.
And in a moment, you watch as your mother dissolves from the entitled woman that drowned herself in luxuries into a woman stricken with devastating confusion, grief. Throughout the time spent here, you see her be greeted by old friends that look like they haven't aged a day in the past 20 years. They call her a name she hasn't heard in 2 decades as they greet her as Thread Twister. You hear tales of them reminiscing old tales and how she earned her name. You learn that she used to weave tapestries that held the stories of her people and how they say that she could change fate with her threads by weaving the story beforehand. You can see she is full of conflicting emotions about this reminder of her old life. One being the grief she has for never weaving a tapestry of the Veterox, but also feeling like their fate was never sealed because she could not bring herself to weave it.
But most importantly, even as distraught as she is, she's full of joy and pride. After years and years of feeling abandoned, unloved, and nearly invisible, you realize that she wasn't, as she tells, she wasn't abandoning you. She wasn't not there. She tells tale after tale of all of the proud and embarrassing moments a mom loves to tell of her children. How she was reminded of her tribe when she looked at you, and how she thought your father was teaching you to be strong in a world that was cruel. In the end, she no longer calls you Vio Meliana. She no longer calls you a Gathala. She does not even call you V or Millie. She, like all the others, calls you my Khan, or the Unbreakable.
It's really weird hearing from you, but I'll accept it.
And you've never seen your mother look more proud of you or be more happy with where they are, or where she is currently. And as she speaks to all of these people, she tells you that she wants to stay here for a few days.
I thought you would. But I didn't know how to convince you to willingly want to leave for more than just a day trip.
And then the council brings up something. What is your plan with your father?
Real quick, does she know exactly what Ellerthak dad has been doing this whole time with his actual business?
She has not been she is not involved to the point where she has separated herself, and the only thing she really does in the city has been drowning herself in the luxuries that have been.
So I decide to fill her in. At this point, I feel like I trust her enough to tell her what exactly Dad is doing as a shady business with
a hobby.
His hobby of enchanting people, forcing them to work against their will. Mining Cathal and steel.
It's not a great hobby.
Working with the biggest, drug lord of the city, those kinds of things. Just casual stuff. So I tell her though that I believe that Ellerthak's fate should be decided by the Veterox as a whole.
Okay.
And that is my ultimate goal right now, is to try to bring the Veterox as much justice as possible for what happened to them, to us.
Okay, as you bring that up to the elders, they give you their standpoints.
Okay.
The Goliath way of justice is exile or trial by combat to the death.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Fine. I'll kill him.
Well, I mean...
Yes!
But they bring up exile. If he has been exiled before...
Yeah, clearly doesn't work well.
That is one of the points they make, is that if he's been exiled before and has devastated the tribe through pursuit of power, then he did it again in the way of the city dwellers, then it stands to reason he will always find a way to survive and make sure he is on top. This is very dangerous. And they ask, do you have authority to exile in Waterdeep?
I do not have authority to exile Waterdeep. If anything, he has authority to exile me in Waterdeep.
Okay. They ask, about the judicial system and how it works.
It's a long, boring, complicated process, and I hate it, and they tend to arrest and kill the wrong people all the time for crimes, I might add.
Not me, though. I'm different kind of cop. Okay. And I pop back out of the
She's a wizard cop. It's different.
They ask you if there's a guarantee.
I would watch that.
Wizard
Okay,
cop.
they learn about that.
Yeah, I explain all that I can
Yeah.
about how Waterdeep works and how I really have no authority there. I just own a bar.
Right.
Even then, I hardly run it.
But during this time, your mother is silent on the issue. She does not argue for nor against either side, but you can tell she is too conflicted with emotions to decide what she wants. So,
I know this is so much to take in, but just please don't tell him I know any of this and have any plans.
I don't know what to do with your father. All I can say is keep your brother safe.
He knows as well. He has been here as well, and he is the one who said that we had to tell you immediately. And I knew I had to have a conversation with you about this, but he really helped make all of this happen.
Good. So the council, they've made their stance known that they just want justice.
Okay.
Whatever you see is fit. If you believe the Waterdeep system can deliver that justice.
Well, I guess if we decide to dismantle their entire society, absolutely. Let's just bring the city to its knees. Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'm not there.
But ultimately, the punishment is your decision, as you are their con.
Okay, well, I tried to be,
No, they express their wisdom and their grievances as a group to tell you what their personal beliefs are.
Yeah.
But you are the one that chooses what the exact punishment is.
Yep. You must choose what is best for the tribe and how you exact that justice. You are the voice of the Veterox.
You have heard their voice, but you will now speak final say.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Well,
Juror number 1.
if that is what you want, I will be willing to make a decision. And I guess at this point, either try to find a way to bring him to justice using the judicial system in Waterdeep, or fight to the death. It's pretty black and white.
They will bring up, do you have any other suggestions?
Well, I had the great suggestion of asking you if you had suggestions. And that's sort of where I'm at right now.
They bring up, if it were possible, there's extreme exile.
What's extreme exile?
They bring up the possibility that they have the ability to open gates to other planes.
Oh man, maybe I should just fight him to the death.
Yeah.
I forgot that we can open portals to hell dimensions.
But it would basically
Just
like
toss
you'd have to
people
get
in them.
you would have to get him back to the top of the
Honestly,
mountain.
he'd find a way to take that over too.
That's what I'd be worried about.
Like we throw him in a hell dimension and somehow
He
he's
becomes an archdevil.
yeah, like
FAFO.
Yep.
I
But
say do it,
I mean, we do know a guy.
we know a few guys.
Yeah.
so
but only a few.
All right, I will think on this.
'kay.
And I will let you know. Do I have like a quick way of communicating with the council on the Star Mounts? Like, I know I don't really have sending stones for us to use.
I will say they can fashion something for you in order to be the equivalent of a sending stone.
Okay, cool. Just because I just think that would be a good
They've all,
line of communication for
and
us to have.
You actually
they know me as well.
you have. They come to you and basically together your necklace. They tell you that as the diadem, you have the ability to speak to the council.
And through your axe, you also have the ability to speak to your ancestors for their wisdom.
It's like
Yeah,
a
you're.
little-
Yeah, you have every
Got a
Veterock.
bunch of like seashells
just-
that I
yeah.
can like put into my
You
ears.
pull the
listen
antlers
to
up
their
and you're just like,
whispers.
hello.
Yep. That is the big thing. So your axe is sentient, and it literally holds the spirits of every former Veterock.
I do forget that we can chat
Yep.
Yep.
with those spirits.
Yep.
They don't just help me fight.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
All right.
I will do that.
Your mom will stay behind, and will again just reiterate, keep your brother safe.
There is. She does warn you that Ellerthak will notice she's gone.
Won't notice?
Will.
Well, yeah, I anticipated that.
Yep.
But
cover
she's like, I can't go back. Not right now.
Okay,
So
I understand.
and
for
just
you.
warns you to be safe. But that's kind of like why she's adamant about like protect your brother, because your father's gonna know something's up.
I know this isn't the best suggestion, but what if we framed it like someone that we don't know kidnapped you?
Do what you
Kind of
must.
do the trail, look at the scent off our trail.
Yeah, we could
You know,
talk to
kind of like
Harold
what
about that.
we did when I stole this necklace from your house.
Hello.
Hmm.
It was wonderful to meet you today again. I was the tiefling.
Just confusion and worry. Just, but
She's not actually a demon of any kind.
eventually say your goodbyes and you portal back. Carina, is there anything that you would like to do in these 3 days?
Is it things we previously discussed?
If you so wish to do that, I know that you wanted to go to the field ward.
Yes,
do things
I
like
would have.
that.
I would have spent time in the field ward mostly. If other people are busy, then she's like, I'm just gonna skip right out and help out in the field ward a bit.
Okay. You notice all of the reconstruction. There you go. I don't know the word I'm actually looking for, but the reconstruction that's happening, and you help all of the guilds, and you are solicited by many of the guilds, specifically the Masons Guild, if you would like to join.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. They will write up some paper, and you are officially part of the guild. There are dues. You do have benefits, and all of that.
Nice. Benefits.
Perks and benefits, baby.
Yeah.
But throughout this help, I will say, and Seisha, I know that you would go up there and do educational stuff as well.
I'd go teach classes.
I got too much.
You see that the main presence here is a temple of Ilmatter, which is basically a god of
Suffering in the sense of taking the suffering on themselves. So to
Like
take
a
the
pious god.
yes, to
Martyr
take
the god.
to take the pain off of others.
Yeah, and they have basically triage tents to help all of that. But you can see that there is actually a temple being built for Ilmatter. They have been the main structure here. You see that there are a bunch of watch members now, and eventually you make your way to this old, like, 3-story building, and it has a very sharp slant that kind of goes down to 1 story. And outside there is just like a dirt field of training, and you see a half-drow teenager teaching ranging, and you see an old gruff, like, dirty blonde hair man with beat up armor, and you learn their names as Evandria, who you saw befriend Halfir, Harold's brother, and Maloon Wardragon, who came to your bar with all of the very prestigious people, such as Blackstaff and
What was
Mert.
that name again?
Which one?
The second one, sorry.
Maloon.
And he is teaching them hand-to-hand combat. Seisha, you can also be there and explain who these people are. And then you see this captain. He has a nice shiny badge, brand new, and across the banner over the emblem of Waterdeep, it says GREK''T. And you see a goblin named Grecht.
Congratulations on your promotion, Grecht.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Promoted.
Well
Captain
deserved.
Greg. Thank you very
I'm
much.
so sorry, Captain.
Thank you.
Well, Captain Greg, it's wonderful to meet you.
Oh, well, hello to you.
Is he? Yeah, like, it adjusts his badge, like, hey, look at this.
I do not believe I have a major acquaintance.
Oh, hi, I'm Carina.
The name is Grecht.
Captain Grecht.
Yes, I can tell by that.
My subordinates are already in line.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
I can tell by your shiny, shiny badge.
That's right. First goblin to ever be a captain.
I'm not so sure about that, but good for you.
In the city of Waterdeep.
Oh, okay.
And you both notice that Evandria and Maloon bring out a chest and open it up, and it is filled with guns.
Oh.
And they are presenting it to all of the, the members of the Watch, the BFG Watch specifically, the Bully Field Guard.
Yep.
And right behind the house is the Troll Wall, which is the big, tall wall that separates the city from any outside threats. And you see a bunch of the Haymen. And Evandria puts a gun in, and he goes, "Now, learn what I've told you. Using a bow, this should be no different. It's like a crossbow. Pull the trigger and fire." And they all aim, and after literal 2 months of her training, you see that they have pretty extreme accuracy. They all hit the
Wonderful.
target.
Oh, that's
And it is
fantastic.
A
Good on ya.
loud boom of a firing range.
Yep.
Yeah, Karina doesn't react.
As muskets.
Yeah. Now that's a taste of home.
But you see that they are like repeating, and they can fire off multiple rounds faster than the ones that the drow had.
It's a fine engineering.
Evandri goes, I didn't make it. I think Orc Tongue had something to do with it.
Oh, well, good on him.
How you been, Seisha?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'd be fine if Halfier, he's a little clingy.
Yeah, he seems to have taken to you.
What is he, like 10?
Something like that, yeah. How old is he?
He's 10,
10,
11.
okay. Yeah, something like 10. But, you know, he's 10 going on 30. How
Yeah.
are things in the city?
Dark. You got the rumors we found?
I did, thank you. Hey, if you guys hear anything about a Project Giant Star, can you let me know as soon as possible?
Who's it tied to?
Gathala.
Anybody else?
Manchun.
Okay. You're new.
Yes. Quite, actually.
So what's your story?
And she's gonna look to Seisha.
My world kind of exploded and I wound up here, so just kind of figuring it out as I go. Traveler, bit of a Jill of all trades.
It sucks.
It does. It sucks really bad.
I never knew my dad and my mom was killed by a bunch of orcs.
My parents just sucked, so orphans for the win. But I try and come out here and help when I can when we don't have important things to do.
Yeah, I hear that they're the reasons why this place is getting all cleaned up.
Yeah. My family were marble masons, so I like to come out here and help with any of the stonework I can.
To be fair, we were the source of the funding, but the actual effort has come from everyone here. Fieldward's building itself up.
Yeah, it's a pretty good place.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing good work teaching the youth here, defending themselves.
Some of these guys are twice my age. And you can see she's like 16.
She's like, youth to me.
Isn't everybody, though?
Mostly.
Yeah. Do you have Venley beat? I can't remember.
No, Venley's older than me.
Okay. It's, Fieldward's a pretty amazing place. It's kind of near and dear to all of our hearts.
I would agree. Though I think it's near and dear to me for different reasons.
Probably. I think you said you're not as accustomed to the more prolific races here on Toril. You're more accustomed to the centaurs and minotaur and goblins and...
There's a lot of that here in the field ward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more comfortable here for me.
That makes sense.
You know, I kind of agree.
I like it here. I find the people are much more genuine.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Carina.
What?
There was something I meant to mention to you. How Carina's a druid. How,
You don't look
into
like a green
nature
thumb.
are you?
Oh, I don't do a lot of nature at all. It's mainly stars.
Okay, all right. There's a group here in Waterdeep called the Emerald Enclave. And they are sort of the preservers of the natural world here.
See Evandria kind of shift her head.
I'm not exactly the best at that. My attempts at Green Thumb are, and I'm gonna try to druid craft a flower as a constellation grows up and blooms into this constellation shimmering flower. That's about all I got, Green Thumb.
All right. I was going to see if you wanted to go meet
Just
with
gonna
them, but
tuck it behind my ear.
I guess that's not your bag.
No, I don't think so. But if you know any other Spark Lords, astronomers, anybody that likes to build things or examine the sky.
Oh, I know who you need to meet. Oh, what's their name? Fizwick?
Your voice always gets that gravel when you get really excited.
Yeah. Fizwick is, I think it's Fizwick?
Who are you talking about? What do you do?
Trinkets and Trunkets.
Oh, already met her, and that is.
Yeah, she's already been there. That's
Oh,
where she
okay.
got
Zilpip.
everyone's gifts from.
I don't think it's Zilpip. Zilpip!
Zilpip.
Zilpip is the owner of Trinkets and Trunkets.
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Zilpip is a trip.
Love it.
I really like Zilpip. I get really excited when I see Zilpip, and we get excited at each other, and it's a lot of fun.
That tracks.
Yeah.
But after a couple of days of this, spending time in the field ward and stuff like that, you have an option that you brought up with Mama Uwe, if you so wish.
If I can, I would love to do that.
You want to cut it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think we can do it in 15 minutes.
I don't know what you're speaking about.
Oh, I thought you said no to that.
No. Go to this.
Okay. That was not your hand motions.
Go to this, and then.
Okay.
What's that?
But
Well-oiled machine.
well-oiled.
Well-oiled machine.
Sometimes that single brain cell is not firing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mouse falls asleep in the wheel.
The mouse falls asleep in the wheel.
But yeah.
Looking for
Still
cheese.
wibbly wobbly timey wimey. We'll pick up a couple things next week. But as we are getting near to the end of our time here at Southern Fried Gaming Expo,
But staying on Carina, were there other things you were doing over these 3 days?
At night, she has been going to the window of her room and looking up to the stars. She says,
Me again. I don't even know what I'm doing or what gods are here, but things are rough. Everyone here has history, everyone here has people. I've made friends, but it's been, a couple weeks? And they've all known each other months, and they know all the shopkeepers, and they know all the restaurant owners, and they know every single person here. Every person we meet, there's history, and there's fun, and there's excitement. I don't have any of that. And if there's anyone in these stars that can listen, I would just very much like someone to have that kind of connection with.
And after 3 nights of prayer, where you once prayed for everything and everyone to go away, you now pray for the opposite. And after this night of hoping something hears your call, you drift off to sleep. A sleep that takes hold and your consciousness drifts into the dreaming within the ethereal plane. For a moment, you have an out-of-body experience and watch all color fade from your form as dread and grief grip your heart, and eventually darkness takes hold of everything.
you soon realize you do not recognize the area surrounding you. In the distance, there is a pillar of soft white light radiating up into the sky, the only source of light and possible hope you can see in this bleak world. In front of you is a long and lonesome road devoid of any color. Steep and treacherous crags creating mountainous cliffsides jut out of the uneven terrain. Decayed forests and barren terrain fill the landscape. The sky above slowly swirls like rolling clouds in a sea of oil and water. Every inch feels as if it was intentionally designed to make you uncomfortable. No stable footing greets your step, where each fall of the foot feels like you are walking upstairs or stepping off one to twist your ankle. The shadows move unnaturally, never giving you a moment's peace of mind. And every time you try to calm your thoughts, you see another figure lurking in the shadows with malicious intent.
You come across a barren field littered with a sea of swords, thrust into the hard earth like broken and off-kilter grave markers of the fallen. Each step more dangerous than the last, worried that if you fall or misstep, your body will be added to the litter of bones amongst the blades. Every building or bridge you walk past is nothing more than the skeletal remains of a stone-stacked ruin. Even for objects, you feel the grip of death, as each structure feels like a rib cage, or fingers pulling up from the ground and left scattered on the scarred earth they are now left forgotten on.
You eventually find a pathway lined with haunting trees filled with bleak leaves silhouetted by the image of the growing tower in the distance. It feels unsettling and fills you with dread as you look upon light emitted from shadow itself. The angles of this fortress are sharp and pointed, all reaching towards the heavens, and you feel 1,000 eyes fall upon you. From the trees, as you hear an unnerving and indescribable amount of ravens begin to caw at you. Suddenly, they all fly forward from every direction, and you are engulfed in a swarm of deafening, raving screams as it all fades to black.
In the emptiness, you are left with nothing more than feeling of grief, remorse, sadness, loss, guilt. But these are not forced upon you. No, it is because in this moment, you relive every moment of your life. Every happy moment, every laugh, every moment of camaraderie, love, hope, and even the moments you took for granted if they were a little bit less joyful at the time you experienced them. And what is a moment Carina fixates on at the moment?
She fixates on a luau with her friends on this big island that is a giant turtle who is singing along to the luau music. And she remembers being aggravated that her friends had gotten a little too drunk and they were being a little too loud. And she misses it.
And what is your true last name again?
Larova.
Is it? Okay. That's not the one you replaced it for?
The replaced one was Greatheart.
Okay. So originally it was Greatheart.
No, originally it was Larova. Her family disowned her.
She made it
and she
Greatheart.
took
Got it.
Greatheart from her friend.
Okay.
Yep. I have heard your words, Carina Larova. You have suffered greatly, and you alone hold the memories of a lost and nearly forgotten world.
Yeah.
And you look around and you see no one. The only thing that catches your gaze is a nearly invisible stone floating and pulsing in the darkness. A stone you do not understand, nor trust to approach. With each word, the stone pulsates to the sound of the soft feminine voice. And with each vibration, you see the outline of a face that looks like what your mind can only comprehend as shadow birthing light into the image of a pale porcelain woman with a thin and twisting crown veiled in darkness.
I feel death following you, and once again, it approaches soon. It is not your doing, but it is familiar and still comes nonetheless. The death it will wrought is not natural, nor will those lost be remembered, unless something is done. I cannot give you back the life you lost, but I can give you the power to never let them be forgotten. Do you accept my gifts?
Who are you? How do you know me? Please.
I am the queen of those lost, and the memories they leave behind.
And they'll never be forgotten? Can you promise me that?
Not in my fortress.
accept.
She has a stipulation.
Okay.
When you eventually meet Kelemvor for the last time, you will be mine.
How will I know it's the last time?
Your memories and all those of the world you left behind will remain in my fortress of memories. And until that time, I ask you to collect the memories of those that fall. And if this world fails, carry the burden of witnessing it.
Okay.
And to answer your question, Kelemvor will let you know.
Okay.
I will grant you knowledge pulled from my fortress to help you understand what has happened in order to possibly stop what is to come. Do you accept?
Yes.
And there is a moment where you see a swarm of ravens surround you.
And one after another, they just crash into you and just explode into ethereal light. And you see a myriad of visions happen in an instant. You first see a red comet give birth to the first life to touch Toril as meteors fall away from the comet and give birth to aboliths in the tempestuous primordial seas.
You see a massive creature of black hooves and writhing tendrils touch the world. From that touch births the first terrestrial-born monsters.
You watch a sundering of one world split into two mirror-dimensional halves, as well as a creation of the spheres causing the planes to be cut off from the connections of the void of space between by the creation of the Tablets of Fate.
You feel the presence of something powerful and unfathomable turn its gaze towards the realms it can no longer reach.
You see a living gate discovered by three gods roaming the astral sea.
You watch the crystal guardian of the gate, destroyed later by one of those gods, and the gate open, causing the corruption and fall of Therizadun, and causing the first incursion of Farrealm into this world.
You watch an entire civilization denounce the gods and forge a dagger from the hate in their souls in a massive self-sacrifice.
You see three mortals from eons long past use the dagger in their own pursuit of deification, to kill a god made of boiling mud. They leave the dagger embedded in the god as they are given the domains of strife, murder, and death, as they are apothesized by the god that once held all three.
You see those same three now known as the gods Bane, Baal, and Mercule, stealing the Tablets of Fate created by the overgod Ao.
You watch as Ao punishes the gods and makes them all mortal for this and many other reasons.
There is a montage of many gods dying, including the three that stole the tablets.
The death of the third, Mistra, goddess of magic, causes a spell plague of blue fire that burns through the lands.
Somewhere on Toril, you see a man in purple armor as he looks upon an unknowable horror and unwillingly turns against his allies and weeps. Unable to escape the madness that fills his mind, he then binds their flesh to his armor as it now looks like twisted, screaming faces and flesh.
Somewhere else, a green hag encounters a black stone in the shape of an acorn at the bottom of a deep well, causing the beautiful area around it to become unhallowed as aberrant horrors are birthed into the world once again.
Your mind then notices a castle of mentally ill prisoners being experimented on by a malicious woman as she weakens their mind by forcing madness upon them with the essence of the far realm. She pulls the corrupt blue fire from them and solidifies their souls into a burning black quartz crystal shard.
You see the same hag once again, running her coven out of the interior of the tavern you now call home. She enters an arcane door in the cellar that leads to a large black pool of ichor that shimmers with a hint of silver. She drowns herself in it along with 4 other cultists. She emerges as an aberration, but the other 4 do not, as she binds their souls to the house.
You see the horrors she does to innocent lives and the one young woman she corrupts and turns into a hag before the original old crone is killed by the city's sacrosanct order of the Gauntlet.
You see a man devote his life to Tiamat in hopes that she will grant him the ability to change his life for the better through the power she promises in the form of a great throne. You see him betrayed by the chaotic queen of dragons he summoned and vows to denounce all faith and seek to destroy all that claims divinity.
You watch a hidden, serene god of tranquility and enlightenment be stolen off a mortal ship before he is corrupted by the dark glass in a ritual performed by the man in purple flesh armor, the masked man who turned against the gods, and a hag touched by madness. His consciousness now imbued into all within the Dark Trio's cult, creating a hive mind.
You watch a doctor with chattering teeth that fills the mouths of his hollow, empty eye sockets, mouths, and hands use dark magic to call forth the Stone of Golor to find the hidden and lost god-killing Jathaman dagger.
You watch as the man in purple armor and the corrupt god of serene psychic power pull the dagger from the heart of the boiling mud pit and kill Bane, the god of strife, as he comes to protect the one thing he fears.
You watch as a familiar paladin woman make a deal with a hag in a swamp in trade for the life of a child. You then see time flash forward as the paladin is forced to uphold her end of the deal as she watches Lara, her mother and goddess of illusion, to be slaughtered by the dagger wielded by the man in purple, now empowered by the black gauntlet stolen from Bane.
And everything fades to black once more before you hear the piercing cry of a raven that pulls you from your slumber.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's story.
Oh, that was scary.
A lot has happened.
Just a little bit.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all to Southern Fried Gaming Expo for having us here for our live show. That was a lot in a little bit.
Yeah, a lot in a little bit.
So thank you to our guests, Christina and Jeff, for joining us.
Hope to see them at our table soon once again. If not for this story, maybe another.
We'll see.
But be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage. Good night, everybody.